It's time for Roll for Combat.
Hey, look at this. We have one of our favorite guests who shunned us for years. I don't even know. It's been a while since he's been on.
I thought he was on here
I didn't shun
some
you.
number
What
of
do you-
months ago.
Shuns us. He's like,
Whatever.
I'm too big for you now.
No,
I
that is not-
am
that is-
king of Mörk Borg, Pirate Borg world.
That is not what
What?
happened.
Steven,
The
you're
first
just
time you
making this
invited
up.
me. The first time you invited me, I came like the next day.
I know.
Let's be
I
very
know.
And then
I
he came
know.
with me a time that you weren't even there, Steven. We had a great episode.
That was a
without
great
you.
episode. I watched that. That
Yeah, it was really
great.
good. I wasn't
yeah,
just
someone-
saying that because you weren't there. It was a
Someone
good,
was
really good
Someone
episode.
was too busy like watching sports ball to hang out with RPGs. So I had to fill in.
I don't even remember why I was away. Well, anyhow,
You were at like a Mets game or something.
probably.
Yeah.
Where was I? Was I at a Mets
Yeah,
game?
you
You
were.
may have
Yeah.
been at a Mets game,
It's
literally.
fine. It's fine. Whatever. I'm just
Oh,
trolling you.
well. Oh, I think, it was home opener or something. Well, sports ball is important, but sports ball, the Mets suck. So it's not as important. So right now, I was watching soccer ball, but now the U.S. is out. So now I'm not watching that. And before
they
that,
are
I
out.
was watching basketball. So they're all the balls were.
Listen, I watched a lot of basketball this year for the first time in my life. I watched more basketball this year than the rest of my life combined.
Wow.
By
Whoa.
probably tenfold.
Well, the Knicks
because I didn't really watch
were
basketball before. So.
incredible in the play. They were
The Knicks were incredible, and
Unbelievable.
my wife's gotten into the Nuggets, so we watched lots of Nuggets. I went to a few games.
Wow.
Sports usually aren't my thing, but man, it's a lot of fun watching basketball.
Well, playoff basketball is a whole other level too.
It's definitely a different thing. Playoff
Yeah.
basketball, they play different for sure.
Yeah, and that was absolutely phenomenal. Just every game was just incredible. So anyhow, I have a very important question for you, Luke
Yes.
Stratton. How much were you made fun of when you were a kid because your name's Luke?
I would say I don't have any memories of being made fun of. I did get a lot of Luke, I am your father. But like being that Star Wars is maybe it's one of my favorite things of all time. I'm a huge Star Wars nerd. My lighting design company was called The Light Side, and that was the name of my podcast as well. So Luke from The Light Side. I mean, like I leaned into it. I wouldn't say made fun of, but I love Star Wars. I'm happy to be named after a Jedi.
I would just think because
Did your actual dad ever say, Luke, I am your father?
He has said it. One or two times he's called me and be like, Luke, it's your father. Or,
Oh, I see.
That's pretty funny.
Now, how many of your friends accurately quoted the movie No, I Am Your Father? Probably
Yeah, that's
no
the thing
one,
is that
because then it doesn't use your name.
Growing up, I being the nerd that I am, would often correct people because they would say, Luke, I am your father. I'm like, actually, the quote is, they're like, the quote is, no, I am your father.
Thumbs up.
Yeah.
And that is why
am your
everyone's playing
father.
Pirate Borg, because of your attention to detail.
Listen, I'm a lifelong nerd. You can't stop me. I'm a lifelong nerd. I'm still a hardcore Star Wars fan. We were on the second to last episode of Andor last night, watching it again. Give me that Star Wars. I'm here for it.
Well, Andor. We can go into that. That is the greatest. That is one of the greatest shows in history.
Incredible. Yeah. And like my wife doesn't remember. She hasn't watched it, and she doesn't really remember Rogue One. So we're gonna watch the finale.
Rogue One is
right into Rogue One.
Not so great. I actually did the same thing. Well, you know why? Because you could tell where the reshoots were. You can tell kind of where the edits were, and like in retrospect. And
yeah, I like it. I think it's
good. It's good, but compared to Andor,
I watched a video essay on how Jyn Erso's character is kind of a shitty character because she makes no decisions. And once you've had that glass shattered, it is like that you're watching and you're like, oh yeah, everything just happens to her. She hardly makes any decisions.
Is that like Indiana Jones, who basically doesn't need to be in the movie and it still all happens?
Yeah, maybe. I haven't heard that theory, but possibly.
Oh no, actually no. That's so in Indiana Jones,
the first one,
Raiders of the Lost Ark. He has no impact on the story at all, and if he wasn't in the story, everything would still turn out exactly the same way. Once they get the arc,
doesn't he find the?
He does. He finds it, but they actually would have found it eventually. I'm not the one who came up. The Big Bang Theory came up with it, and it became this big thing. Because once
he went and got the staff head.
Yes, but if he wasn't there,
You're saying they would have found it.
They would have got. They were
eventually?
about to get it right. So he didn't. They would have found it. Then they would have found the Well of Souls. Then they would have found the Ark, and then they would have.
And they would have opened it.
Right.
Yeah.
And even after he finds the Ark, he doesn't affect the story at all because it still ends up with the Nazis, and they still end up opening it, and they all die.
But then if they would have all died, and it would have just been sitting in the middle of the desert. Because Jones is there, he brings it back.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I mean, at least it's better than in some books or movies where just everything would have been fine if it weren't for the main characters just meddling around.
Yeah, for sure.
That's even the better ones. Those are the ones like, we're the ones that caused all the trouble in the first place.
Yeah.
Yep.
And we shouldn't have even been here. But
we shouldn't have been here. There would have been no problems.
Yeah. So, look at this. We got our 80s movies in early. This is great.
Shout out to Not a Drummer 3 because they just said top men because Jones is like, who do you have working on it? And they're like, men. Who? Top men. But the name of my Discord group chat with my two other Limithron team members is Limithron Top Men.
Oh, there you go. I was actually been thinking about that scene because actually I just resaw it. It was on a couple days ago, and he's smoking a pipe, and I'm thinking to myself, you know what? I haven't seen someone smoking a pipe in 30 years. I mean, I see people with cigars. When was the last time you saw someone smoking a pipe?
I mean, I had a phase like shortly after Lord of the Rings came out. Me and my college buddies got really into playing Go and smoking pipes. We thought we were so cool because we were. But yeah, I wish pipes would come back. I'm a big pipe fan. I think that's a good. I mean, except for the health parts. Maybe
I don't really think it's going to come back. That seems like just a pipe dream.
Mark, oh my god, I missed you.
That was pretty good. I actually,
while we're on Indiana Jones, have you guys played Great Circle at all? The new Indiana Jones video game, AAA video game.
You know
I
what?
have not.
Here's the thing. I have it. I actually have it on my computer. But everyone loves it, and I know it's great, but I can't bring myself to play it only because I don't know. I feel like I don't want to ruin. I've had so much trouble and issues with Indiana Jones, especially with the last two movies. It's just like, can I stomach being disappointed again?
I mean, I'm only a few hours in because I got distracted by something else, but I haven't really enjoyed. I mean, the game starts playing through that first scene of Raiders of the Lost Ark, so it's really fun. Yeah, you should check it out.
I have it. I have it with the 10,000. I'm actually replaying Grand Theft Auto 5 right now because I haven't played it in like 13 years. First of all, I'm just sitting there going, oh my God. I mean, I know it's like, the third best-selling game in the history of the world. And I'm like, yeah, this game is unbelievable. I mean, it's just...
I've never played 5.
It's so good.
I haven't really played since Vice City.
It's 5 is fantastic.
Maybe I'll wait for 6. Here's the thing.
Well, 6 is coming out. That's why I'm playing 5 now because, I'm never going to go back.
I'm looking at the reviews for this Indiana Jones, and I try to look at the negative reviews and the positive reviews. And of these user reviews in Steam, even the negative ones are usually just graphic snobs being like, I can't believe its graphics aren't better in this year or something.
I mean,
if that's what your haters are saying,
it's supposed to be fantastic.
I have a brand new gaming PC I bought to play a marathon earlier this year with a pretty sweet graphics card, and it could go better than my card. There's more stuff to offer. So if you have, I have to turn off some of the ray tracing and stuff. So it looks really good if you crank it up.
Yeah, I do want to play that. But right now I'm finishing. Because when Grand Theft Auto 6 comes out, I'm like, that's all you're going to hear about for the next 6 months. So I was like, I'm never going to go back. So I'm like, all right, let me replay. And when I played it, the last time I played it, it was on the Xbox or the PlayStation 3. That's how long it's been. The PlayStation 3 and the graphics are just unbelievable. Like I'm just watching. I'm like, I forgot how good this game is. I'm like, yeah. And I'm also looking from a technical point of view. I was just like, no, of course. It's just
for me, it falls in the same category as Red Dead Redemption. Because I know that's consistently top 5 game of all time for people. I just am I'm so into specific themes. I don't want to be a cowboy. I don't want to be in a modern game. I want to be like a wizard or a pirate. Well,
RDR is one of my
kind of alien
favorite games of all time.
thing.
So I love RDR.
Yeah, I mean, I heard it's amazing, but I just can't get into the theme.
It's so good.
Like, you know.
Well,
so it looks like Derek says instead come play a 27-year-old MMO with us.
Yes, Derek is playing Evercrack, as we used to call it.
Nice. Dude, Dungeon Daddy, that's what I'm saying. If Rockstar would make an Assassin's Creed Black Flag, if they made GTA, Caribbean, dude, I'm there forever. If they put their level of work, that'd be incredible.
Because what comes out tomorrow? Assassin's Creed Black Flag.
That's just a reboot, man.
Oh, but it's supposed to be great. It's supposed to be fantastic.
I'm just saying what I want.
The reviews came out today.
Here's my
Mr. Pirate. How can you not want to play that?
No, hold on.
Black
You're getting ahead of yourself.
everything.
Hold on. You're getting ahead of yourself because I've been waiting for this game for so long.
Okay.
I'm going to play the shit out of it. But I'm saying it's a game that already came out, a game I already 100%ed, and you can't steal ships. What kind of pirate game can you not steal ships? Like, that's not a pirate game. Like, you need to be able to take your boat of any size up to another boat, kill the crew, and the ship is now yours. That's what you need. And GTA Dark Caribbean or GTA Caribbean would do that, right?
Well, I'm still happy just because I've been reading the reviews and they say, hey, because the game was made back in the day when people would make 30-hour games and they were very tight, which is also what GTA 5 is. Like, it's a very tight game. So every action scene, every cutscene is important, and it forwards the story. So that's actually what people are saying. It's like this game is not bloated and it's redone and looks amazing. I mean, the graphics do look absolutely fantastic, and it comes out tomorrow. I can't believe it. It just snuck up on me out of nowhere.
I've been waiting for it. I'm actually starting a new show called RPG R&D, where I'm going to be playing through, potentially with guests.
I'll do that with you.
Pirate games. I think we're going to play like that. We're going to play Windrose. There's a new game.
Oh, I know we're in. Yeah.
There's a new, what's this game called? I'm going to look it up. There's a new like Lovecraftian game where it's a survival horror game on the like in South America, where you're like come off a galleon and then go into like Lovecraftian infected woods. Sign me up.
Yeah. Wait, which one is that?
That's called The Mound, Omen of Cthulhu. That drops on the 15th, man. It's coming.
I know. There's too many things.
Many things.
Well, it's going to get really bad because every single game is dropping in September because no one wants to go up against Grand Theft Auto. So
yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
So it's going to create instead a giant competition with each other in September.
In September.
It'll be a bloodbath.
It will be a bloodbath. It might be a pirate bath. Oh, the Mound. Yeah, the Mound. Like, this thing looks.
I mean, dude, I watched the trailer and here's the thing. This game is a co-op game where you play with proximity voice chat. But as the insanity creeps in, your players, your teammates, like they become unreliable. They receive unreliable information.
That's excellent.
They might see you doing something that you're not actually doing as you start to go insane. I'm like, dude, that sounds like such a unique experience. So,
well, I'll play with you if you want to play.
Yeah, man.
Were you playing Marathon? Because I wanted to play, but I didn't know anyone to play with.
We talked about it. Yeah, I played.
I know you played a bit.
I played 250 hours in season 1.
Oh my god!
And then I quit because I was like, I got to get back to life.
Well, that's what happens.
I was like, dude. I mean, I played the original. Marathon has been the most important video game of my entire life.
Really?
For my entire life. So
you played Marathon 1, 2, and 3.
3. It's actually called Infinity.
Oh my god! You're such a geek. You out geeked me.
You come into my actually I'm in your house, but
no, you are right. In fact, I must have told the story. Is that I worked at an ad agency, and these two guys, all they would do all day, they were in like a huge office, and they turned off the lights. I don't think these guys ever worked, and all they did was play Marathon all day. And that's it. Because it was a PC game. Sorry, a Mac game. And all the ad agencies were Macs only back in the day. Because it was all creative. So they would be sitting there for 8 hours a day, 7 days, 5 days a week, playing Marathon. I'm like, guys, don't you ever have work to do? And they're just sitting there. Like, it was crazy.
But, hey, we got a guy who's talking shit about my stuff in the chat here. Can I address it? I want to get spicy.
Yeah, sure.
Dr. Waits is saying that Pirate Borg got so bloated because the free RPG Day adventure flail guy has too many hit points.
Oh, I didn't see your so I live in New York, which means there's no gaming stores anywhere within like 150 miles of my house, which means I didn't get anything for free RPG.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to hear that. Well, I mean, this is an adventure that's a preview from the Dark Caribbean setting book.
Got it.
Which is a little bit more than just a free adventure. But I do want to say, if your players got bored fighting a boss monster, maybe you need to up your GM skills, my man. Oh, shots fired.
Ooh, yikes. Well, maybe you should just, secretly gimp him. Make him easier to kill.
Yeah.
Just make your players feel better about themselves.
If the creature has a lot of health but wasn't doing a lot of damage, like, is it meant to be defeated in that adventure? Is it meant to be like, hey, this is too powerful for you?
The adventure is very, very sandboxy, and he's one of like 54 NPCs that are in the full book. So there's nothing prescriptive about it. You're supposed to use him however you want,
But I mean, he was offered as a boss creature in the part that was excerpted for free RPG days. So correct, ostensibly there is some sort of signposting that of the 54, this is one that we wanted you to engage with in the free RPG days.
I mean, I want you to engage with all of them. It's Pirate Borg, man. We're not prescriptive. There's no CR. Like, I think him having high hit points, you don't have to kill him. But also, if you had rolled like gun barrels of or power, barrels of gunpowder in there, thrown some bombs, use your devil's luck appropriately, Whatever.
Dr. Waite says he can do big damage. So I guess maybe he got really unlucky with this guy, because it sounds to me if it took that long to kill him and he can do big damage, he would have killed the PCs by the time that happened.
Yeah, I don't know. I wasn't there. I just know that he's saying that that's too bad that it was bloated. And I'm like, well, that's one. Sorry, that one number didn't work for you, my man. But
little touchy there. So you did the free RPG day, man. I can't believe I want to do free RPG day, but holy crap. You have to finish your stuff like now for next year. It is. I
know. I really like
it's annoying.
It was really successful for us. There's a lot of people were talking about it, and we did it at the max level, which a lot of people did not do. Like, Dolman one had 3 copies. So I was there at my local store signing my copies, and I didn't even get a copy of the Dolman one. But yeah, you have to get it done like now, because if you're going to print it overseas, it has to ship to Baltimore. Like, it really clogs up the pipeline,
So I think we know the answer. Why is everyone playing Pirate Borg? Because Luke did the maximum tier of free RPG day and handed out lots of copies of Pirate Borg. And what else are they going to play? The thing they got free.
Yeah, we did do a version of Pirate Borg that there's like a new class called Pirate, which doesn't have any of the like add-ons. So you can play it right out of that free RPG day zine. Whatever. I digress.
So how did it? So, here's my part. I was trying to find my starter set. My little starter set. Only one I have. I do like this. I liked it so much that I said, hey, Long Pack, I'm going to copy this. And they said, cool. So.
Yeah, man. I mean, I basically just kind of not copied, but I got the idea from the Arkham Horror starter set. They had so much stuff in there.
Well, these is where I got the idea for the Eldamon Legends cards, Mark, because he had these in his, and I was like, wait, I got an idea.
But
and then
we've been talking about doing something similar to that from even before then. But I'm guessing you got layout ideas for how to make it look great from, like, Pirate Borg always has a really clean and great layout on like pretty much every spread.
I know.
Well, thanks. Yeah.
Poor Luke. Look at this.
I mean, it is a labor of love. I do. Sometimes I wish I was better at hiring people.
You're talking to 2 guys here who do 99% of the freaking work on our stuff. And it's like, this is all we do. It's like, I sit here going, well, it is fun, but holy crap, is it a lot of work? But
it's definitely,
we do so much work.
I really enjoy it, but it's like kind of the pressure of the deadlines and Kickstarters and all that stuff. So,
tell me about it. It's like, what have I been doing for like the last 5 weeks? It's like I literally just do Deathbringer.
The authors and the artists, don't get me wrong, they do a ton, and it would be impossible without them, especially for things like Deathbringer, where like Professor Dungeon Master wrote it. But there's still just so much that Steven and I do that, like, even a company like, say, Paizo, we do all of the different things that like Paizo obviously puts out more books, but that would be done at Paizo by like multiple teams of people. In Paizo still has freelancers just like we do for the art and the writing too.
So yeah. I want to know. So what happened? Because this is what happened. I remember seeing you guys around, and then of all the people who brought me over, it was Dan himself, Professor Dungeon Master, who brought me over to introduce me to you guys. And like, oh, here's Pirate Borg. I'm like, oh, this looks so cool. And then I bought it all, and it was either PAX Unplugged or Gen Con. I think it was Gen Con, maybe. I don't remember, but I bought all your stuff, and just because it looked neat, and I just like the layouts. And then all of a sudden, it's everywhere. You guys like never say. And how many games are you running at Gen Con? You guys are always like in the top games run at Gen Con.
This year we are the 6th most run RPG, which I am so proud of.
That's insane.
I don't know the number. Awesome. I think it's over 200 now.
Awesome.
You know, a lot of this, I think it's kind of like if you build it, they will come, you know, kind of feedback loop vibe. We organize the games, we book them, and find GMs to run them. My brother and quartermaster Tyler is in charge of that program. We have a reward program that offers free swag, and the more games you run throughout the year, and con games count. But because we build a community and we reward GMs and we provide them with snacks and coffee and coins and all the stuff they need to run the games, it's a rewarding experience. And you know, we're kind of like a crew, so the GMs get along, they're friends, they hang out and play other games when they're not running games. So like, I think our con game numbers are inflated over how many Pirate Borg games would be run totally organically, but the result is that the community keeps growing and people keep playing the game and coming to con games and having fun. So it's kind of like, you know, feedback loop feeding itself, you know.
And you guys have makes me angry. Your booth is the best booth.
Why does it make you angry? It's just cool.
I know, because that's how I make myself motivated, Mark.
Enough. He motivates himself by his envy.
My anger.
That's his sin. It's the sin of envy.
If Steven is mad or jealous or angry about something, it means I'm doing something good. I think that's what I've learned.
That's correct.
Well, no, I'm like a Sith Lord. It makes the anger drives me.
See, I'm definitely a Jedi, man. I'm definitely like happy to help people out, happy to try to be positive, you know. Happy to help out. How about this guy who doesn't know how to run the flail, learn how to run the flail? I'm happy for all those things.
I still like to do that.
You seem a little salty about
I'm a little salty. It's just funny when people, you know, whatever. I digress.
But as the ocean sea.
That booth, I mean, I haven't seen a booth like that. I think I said that since E3. So I used to go to E3. Oh, yeah. And those booths, those are multi-million-dollar booths. But
here's the thing. I mean, like, you know, we don't have that. We don't have video game money. But we do have production experience. I used to be in production design, concert design, and my brother worked in Hollywood. And before that, he was a carpenter in theater when he, you know, in his high school days. So we have a particular set of skills, you know, and we use those skills to make experiences for people that we want to enjoy. You know, like we want them to enjoy their time at the booth. I think that, you know, like, not to throw them under the bus, I won't say any names, but there is another major publisher next to us at Origins, and they have some very famous games, and they just had like tablecloths and like a million little signs and their name in the air. And I'm like, dude, that's not an experience. Like, you're not selling, you know, soap at Target. Like, you're selling a vibe and an experience. So our booth, we don't have any signs. We have some posters built into the bookshelf. There's lit skeletons. There's a full 20-foot mast with 2 sails, pirate flag. We just, like, all we do is we care about making the vibes work for people, you know?
I know. It works. It works. All I know is I went to your booth at GaryCon. Yeah. And I did a little demo of the game with Jack Packard, because he wanted to play it and he wanted to see what it was all about. And I look over and there's a woman who's maybe like in her 50s, maybe even her 60s, and she's holding like this, like everything, every single thing you guys made. And I'm just like, she just bought it all. She's like, I'm just like sitting there going, damn. I was like,
I mean, I love to hear that. You know,
it was like she was just like, is that? She's like picking out everything, like, give it all to me. And it was just like, it was as tall as her. I was like, oh, come on, God.
Yeah. I mean, we just, like I said, man, we just try to make this. I just make the stuff I wish existed. Like, we don't sell anything that I don't, you know, I was like, I wish we had dice, but like, we don't make orange dice because I don't want orange dice.
You make
like,
glow in the dark dice because
we make dice that match Pirate Borg.
Hey, man, because you got to play in the dark, right? How often have you actually used glow in the dark dice where they actually glow? Come on.
Never, but that's not the point. They're still cool.
It's vibes.
It's vibes. It's vibes.
Listen, we have glow in the dark dice. The ghost ship on the GM screen glows in the dark, and there is text and a skeleton that glows on Down Among the Dead. Like, do you need any of that? No, but like, we're making a role playing. We're making something cool. Like, make it cool. It doesn't have to
feel like you're reading some kind of wild pirate map that only the moonlight will, while you're on the sea, is going to reveal those secret letters that were carved in there or something.
I tell you, I have learned a lot from Luke because I am turned into, for Deathbringer, we've turned into Vibes Central.
Dude, it's all about. I mean, also like there are different ways to enjoy this hobby, and I've said this a bunch. I don't know if I said it on your guys' show, but like, there's nothing wrong with Pathfinder's way of playing the game. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. I don't like that style of like lots of mechanics, lots of text to read. I am not the fastest reader. I like to read a lot, but I'm not very fast at it. I'm a visual learner. Like I will get more. This is why I made Pirate Borg and why I like Mörk Borg so much. I got more out of looking through 10 pages of like vibes with short paragraphs than reading 200 pages of lore. Like I can run it better by not being bound by the text. So I think there's kind of a not revolution happening, but it's like, just because metal's big doesn't mean punk can't be big too. Or just because pop is big doesn't mean, it's like different flavors. It's my opinion.
No,
you have to have different flavors because there are different players who, for every Luke, there's some kind of a anti-Luke who has exactly the opposite opinions, and you need all sorts of games to be out there, so there's the right game for everyone. I think the biggest fallacy that you'll see especially in gaming circles and TTRPG, but also other kinds of games, is people who are assuming that their game has to be the best. It has to be the one for everyone. Especially games that are big tent games like D&D that are like, well, we can sort of do a lot of different kinds of stories, so it can just do everything.
Yeah.
That's just not right. You want the game that is ideal for you.
Which rules have to glow in the dark? I don't have the one.
Down Among the Dead. It's the black and green book.
Oh, I don't have that one.
It's like our first like proper expansion. Yeah.
Do I have that one? I don't know. I want to test it. Well, I don't have any of the glow in the dark dice.
The GM screen.
Let's see. I have this.
No, that was the core book. I wish we had put glow in the dark on there, but that does not glow in the dark.
I have like this, and I have this.
Oh yeah,
I have all these things.
We had another super chat that said, "I think Luke
I got the sticker
right.
I know this glows.
That experience and vibe are more important these days in a competitive market, but also show players who you are."
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, I know not every RPG company thinks this, but I think this about every RPG company. All we're doing here is selling vibes. It's like, what they say? Whose line is it anyway? Like the rules are made up and the points don't matter. Like D&D is like the perfect encapsulation of that. Like the rules were made up back in the day. They're made up at each table. I mean, I just watched a video yesterday about what's the old warlock or another great YouTube channel, but they were explaining like they play 1E a lot, like AD&D first edition, and they were explaining which rules they use and which they don't. Like this is a hobby built on turning rules on and off. It's not a video game. It's not a competitive game. Like what you're really doing as a publisher is you're selling vibes. Like they're going to cut the rules out they don't want anyway. Some people apparently want more rules, but
interesting. You see,
I'm all about the vibes.
Well, I've come around to that because Pathfinder 2, and the whole reason I even hired Mark, they care about the rules. and they care about authenticity, and they care about official rules and rulings. So it's a very different audience. The vibes matter too, but rules are.
And also,
king.
I feel like when you're playing like 5th edition, 5.5, Pathfinder, even if you're playing an older, like, 1st, 2nd edition, 3rd edition, like you're playing, you're playing D&D, right? You're playing Dungeons and Dragons that's the hobby that you're engaging with, regardless of the rule system. There's going to be a certain kind of expectation for the heroes. There's going to be an expectation of the kinds of monsters. Obviously, Dark Sun is going to be different than Forgotten Realms, but you know what I'm saying? Like, you're playing D&D. But when you shift to another game, Deathbringer, for example, like you're saying like, hey, we're going to reset a lot of the expectations. And I think in those instances, often the rules will matter much less. Like getting a ruling right at the table is much more important than like having a prescribed thing that gets the experience right for everybody who plays it. Instead, what you're selling is like, hey, this is a version of that game we all love, but instead you're pirates, or instead you're like a dude with a big ass sword, and when you kill things, you get to kill more things. It's like you're as a publisher, you're pitching a vibe. Like, people aren't going to buy Deathbringer because of the rules. They're going to buy Deathbringer because of the vibe, and then the rules reinforce that. That's my 2 cents.
I agree, although we are adding some pretty fucking cool rules to Deathbringer.
I mean, I'm not saying rules don't matter. I'm not saying, because Deathbringer has some great rules. I think I was talking to Dan last night because we had him on the podcast yesterday. Like, I think that, little things like exploding damage dice and the Deathbringers, attack again when you kill somebody. In the Deathbringer dice pool, like,
oh, look at that, Mark! Oh, yeah, that little adventure, that little thing.
Did I hit a vein here? Did I hit a hot topic?
It was something that Steve and I were talking about earlier today.
We were literally talking about that today. I think
you're absolutely right, Luke. I mean, like, rules also don't have to be there to make things more complicated. Sometimes rules can exist to actually make things faster and more efficient.
Absolutely. I mean, that's why you have
to just think about the psychology of the design of the rules. Like, for instance, a lot of games try to stop the game from taking forever by doing things like putting a timer on players, and it just makes the players who already had difficulty deciding what to do just like sad, upset, and frustrated when it's like, well, now your turn skipped. That's not a good playing experience, even if it does end the session faster and not make the fights drag. Whereas Deathbringer, I guess, I feel like Dan came up with this just from all of his games, and also just being a teacher, you have to think about how to motivate students. And so he came up with the idea that if you already know what you're doing, when your turn comes around, you immediately say it without stopping, you get a +2, which is a huge benefit. So it's a carrot, it's not a stick. Do you need the time? Sure, you've got the time. Think about what your thing is. But often, the best move is to just do whatever comes to mind immediately with a +2, because what you thought of after 5 minutes of thinking with not the +2 is usually worse. And that's freeing to people who are like, well, no, if I don't think of the best thing, I'm letting down my team members. It's just such a small, simple rule that has major psychological effects that lead to the behavior and the gameplay that you're looking for.
Absolutely. I love that. I should steal that rule. I mean, it's,
that's the kind of role you can play in any game. Any game.
I mean, like this. I think the analysis paralysis, decision paralysis are real things, especially when you have think about, like, we've all played like higher level D&D Pathfinder, like just waiting for people to decide which spell. Like they don't want to mess it up. They don't want to do the least efficient thing. We say Pirate Borg, it's like, dude, it's not that kind of game, man. Just like do the fun, epic, like cinematic thing, even if it's wrong for like the meta game. You're not going to win anyway. You're probably going to die because you're a crappy pirate.
But when Dan was still writing the rules, and he and I were talking, and two of my favorite games are Paranoia and Tune. And that's where a lot of things came. Like, he already did it. Like, if you watch his games and if you play with him, he does this thing. So Dan will start a timer and to see if he can finish the game faster than other sessions of the same game. And he always tries to go as fast as possible. So he's all about, like, let's just go quick, fast, and don't worry about the details, and we're just going to have a good time. And after seeing and playing with him for many times, so Paranoia also indirectly does that, and Tune does that as well. Tune actually does it directly in the rules, because if you quote die, it's called falling down. Okay. And then you have in real time 3 minutes. I think version 2, they reduced it to 2 minutes. You got 3 minutes of real time where everyone else can do whatever they want. And then after 3 minutes, then the person who died gets back up and they can start doing things.
Okay.
And when I was a kid, we were in a relay race, and it was a 2-sided die and your run mechanic. So if I rolled a 3 or a 2, I successfully ran 10 meters in a 100-meter race. And if the other person rolled a 4, 3, or 2, they ran. So they had a little bit more advantage, but every time you fell down, you took damage. So I still remember to this day, we were running, and then like the person I was up against, and I had the person who was like the 3 and the 2, and the person with the 4, 3, 2, she fell down, and then she's like, okay, you're out for 3 minutes. And I'm like, oh boy. And I couldn't roll those dice fast enough to like catch up. And I'm like, I'm going to catch up. But it was a 3 or a 2 on 2d6. So I'm like, come on. Yeah. I'm like, I can make it. And I'm like catching up. And I still remember to this day how much fun that was. So we emphasize that play style in Deathbringer, where it's like, dude, you just go fast, have fun. Yeah. Just like there's no, if you wait too long, then someone else goes. That's why the initiative is just whoever's ready, you just go.
Yeah.
And
I think video games are partly responsible for this because, even if you're born in the 80s, just think about all those platformers where dying means dying is not fun. Like you're replaying something you already did. Maybe you're getting better, but like even in Dark Souls, like the dying is never fun. It's the success at the end of the dying that makes it worth it. But in an RPG, like that's not the case. Like if you die in Deathbringer, it's going to be glorious. It's built into the rules that your death will be glorious. Like leading up to it, the wounds will make you more powerful, and then you'll have a glorious death, right? In Pirate Borg, you just take over another crew member. It's like not this debilitating thing. So I think when people come in from a big, complicated game like 5th edition or Pathfinder, where they spend hours crafting this big character and picking the right options and doing builds and planning out their multi-classing to level 20. When they play another game, they're going to be like, oh, well, the death in those games is so not fun to the loop. I'm afraid of it in this. But that's not the case. That's like, just play a new character, man. It's old school.
That's
why you have to set the expectation and the vibes, right? And Deathbringer tells you right up front, you are going to die. This is a world where pretty much no one survives, least of all people who fight against that inevitability. You are one of the people who's, you know what? There's something in your brain that tells you I will fight even though I know I can't win because I can still make it better.
Yep.
And you will die gloriously. And that story will go down forever. But that's what's going to happen. And the players are told that. It's like, this is not a game about surviving. This is a game about how you die. What were you willing to die for?
Yeah. I mean, I will say, I think people think Mörk Borg, but especially Pirate Borg, are more deadly than they really are. Yes, you can start with 1 hit point. But if you have played Shadowdark or original BX, I mean, BX is a great example. Dead at 0. You are dead at 0 points in normal old school D&D. And you have no class abilities. In Pirate Borg, you have more hit points than that, and you have Devil's Luck, which can, if you have a big group, will always keep you alive for a while. It's more of the tone. The tone of Mörk Borg is flail to the face, the world is ending. If you survive this combat, you won't prosper in society kind of vibes. Like I said, it's a vibes thing, right? So.
Yeah, and Jedi Protector said Deathbringer would be essentially Dynasty Warriors hack and slash fun instead of XCOM prep. Sometimes you want to turn your brain off. Yeah, I would say this: if you come up with clever ideas in Deathbringer, you're still going to be at an advantage for sure. In fact, that will keep you alive the longest if you can come up with a clever idea quickly. So you get the +2 and you're playing smart. But if you do just kind of do your mindless Dynasty Warriors, that's still going to make you usually better off than someone who is just sitting there for minutes thinking and not taking the +2.
Yeah.
So wait, actually we had a question I want to answer. So Nin80 said, I don't really get that form of gaming. Why am I there for? Lore doesn't matter. Too much require I play a story or something. My PC doesn't matter, so the NPCs don't matter, so why roll dice? Well, no, your PC does matter. So the thing about Deathbringer is this is what makes it also feel like Conan, is that your characters are superheroes in this world. Like everyone else is really like they're gonna die. Like they are one hit point peons. Like that is your average person. But you guys are superheroes. You're very strong. You can, like, no one can fight the monsters. Like people, townsfolk, they will die to a rat. But you can fight, undead monstrosities and survive. Like you are very strong. You're
not going to die every fight.
No.
You're just going to die eventually.
Eventually, you will die like anyone else. But you will die. He may have been talking
about Pirate Borg, though, where you just play a different member of your ship.
Oh, maybe he's talking about that.
I would say the same thing. I mean, kind of a twist on that. I would say, like, I don't know what about your character dying means that their story doesn't matter. I feel like all the great stories, like, have some form of death in them. Like, in the big fantasy stories. I mean, like, look at Boromir dying, and like I said, it doesn't actually mean they're dying. Like, it's not that. It's a pretty survivable game. I ran a 6-month campaign, and I had 2 character deaths, and they're from the same player who like barged in with foolish decisions. If you play it like a smart old school player that knows not to like run into a room because traps are deadly, then you will survive if you make smart decisions. Also, you can always run away. I'm just saying it's a different approach.
No, you can always run away.
I mean, honestly, the fact that party took 40 minutes to kill the 66 hit point guy and nobody died, that just shows it's not as deadly as some other game systems.
Well, no, I think if I'm reading his chats correctly, I think he kept having them roll new characters.
So a bunch of characters died, and he just had them be like, okay, another one of your ship's crew comes in and attacks. Okay, I get it. But still, like 2 deaths in 6 months. When I was playing Pathfinder 1, or really 3.0, 3.5 D&D, any of those where you die at negative hit points, which at higher levels is like 90% likely to happen when you get knocked down because the damage that's flying around is so much higher than your cushion. And I think 3.0 it was just negative 10. But I had way more than 2 deaths every 6 months in those games.
Yeah, I mean,
Pirate Borg is much safer than my games of 3.0, 3.5, and Pathfinder 1. Now, granted, in Pathfinder 2, I rarely have deaths. But in those other ones, I had tons of deaths.
Yeah, I think I'm more just saying, too, I mean, also just to hit back on this guy's comments here, like, I feel like maybe it's just a different style of play. Like, I don't want a 5th edition stat block or a Pathfinder stat block. That's why I don't make that kind of game. I don't want a bunch of options. I don't want my players to have a bunch of options. I want to tell a story, and I have some core mechanics to get through it. It's not for everybody. I'm not saying it's for everybody. I'm just like,
no, it's definitely not. And actually does bring up says, I hate meaningless death, but in Deathbringer, dying gives you a boost if I'm not mistaken. So be heroic, die. So
your death always has a meaning, even though it could happen at any random time, even in a fight that you thought was, quote, easy. It's always going to mean something in Deathbringer because the point is, how did you die?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, the way there's a couple ways you can die multiple times, but when you die the third time, you get to go out and blaze a glory where you crit no matter what. So you like get to decide like, well, I'm dead. I'm taking everyone with me, and so you go out and like you're gonna succeed. You're gonna go out and everyone's gonna win, or at least you're gonna win in that last attack and the last battle. So just go out and think about how many times that when you die in these games, it's like, oh, I'm down. Great. Now I got to wait 10 minutes before it's my turn again. Well, here it's like, oh, you died.
No, you get one final action right away.
Think about the cool, heroic thing you're going to do to save yourself and the party for the next few minutes before it's your turn, and you get to go. And then they get to come up with this amazingly heroic thing that they know is going to succeed and maybe defeat this creature that they can't seem to take out because they know they're going to crit. So they're going to do massive damage. And it's like, it's such a small thing, but it changes the whole tone of the character death.
And if you're a super high level Doom Scribe, you can make your final action that crit succeeds a thermonuclear fireball and kill all of the rest of the party and all of the monsters and everyone anywhere near.
I mean, you could go and say, that's the thing. It's like, well,
you could.
Instead
it's
of
automatically critically
well, think about
right. You have a dead man switch that you're guaranteed is going to kill everyone if that's your preference.
Yeah. But that's the point. It's like so many of these games, when you die, the game stops. But in this case, and there's like all these little things we've been trying to add to Deathbringer to make it different. It's like, well, no, when you die, it just makes you stronger and madder.
Yeah.
Makes you madder like me.
It's more fun. Yeah. I mean, also like we have options in Pirate Borg for if you die, you come back as a ghost. You can come back right away. You get evicted from your body as a ghost, have to take over another body. You could be a skeleton. You could be reincarnated as a chicken or a rat. Like,
that's great.
You know,
that's funny.
And I mean, another thing too here, like they're still talking in the chat here for those who are listening and not in chat about, you know, how to play this. Like 66 hit points in Pirate Borg is 5.5 max damage attacks from a musket. So if your players are smart, they could go to town to get work to buy everybody a musket, all use Devil's Luck on their first attack with their muskets and kill him in one turn. So it's like, well, it sounds like maybe, you know, there are plenty of creative ways to deal with this. It just like I don't think it's going to be a prescribed like you know, follow this method, and that's what I like about it. You're problem solving it live, right?
Sorry,
looks like someone was playing Pirate Borg, or at least reading their books as the stream started, thus proving the question of why is everyone playing Pirate Borg. But they want to know how they can get a replacement for a defective book.
Yeah, you can just email support@limithron.com.
There you go.
Proof would be probably a picture of what the defect is.
That's what I need whenever we get an effective book.
I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah. So Luke is writing an adventure for Deathbringer. And
is it going to be a pirate adventure?
No, actually, I don't know anything about this adventure. What is this adventure?
People are always like, do you want to do a thing for this? Or assuming it'd be a pirate thing. I was like, why would I want to make a pirate? No, I know
I didn't say that.
I asked if it was going to be a pirate thing.
Yeah, yell at Mark.
I'm sure you were going to say no.
Yeah, every time it gets mentioned, or like, let's get Luke to write a thing. I mean, look, I'm a look at my bookshelf. I read a lot of OSR games. I'm not just into pirates. That's just what my main thing, you know.
Here's the thing. When you ask someone who's been typecast by their biggest success what they want to do, it rarely is that. So I thought you were going to say no. On the other hand, you are known as Mr. Pirate, so the fans would probably like a pirate thing from you more. But if you're given the option, you wouldn't want to write a pirate thing.
You are like a Star Trek actor.
I don't want to write a pirate thing for Deathbringer. I mean, the reason to write a pirate thing for Deathbringer would be like marketing. And like I make very few decisions for marketing purposes. I try to make them for passion purposes.
What is this adventure?
So he has a bunch of things in Deathbringer that are very like Warhammer Fantasy. Of course, we all know Dan Lowe's original Warhammer Fantasy first edition. So I kind of leaned into the Warhammer kind of Mordheim vibe, and I made it's a what does he call it? Moonstone.
Moonstone.
Yeah. Moonstone has smashed through of town into the sewers, and there are 3 factions that have commandeered the smashed Moonstone, and you roll to see which faction currently has it, and then you have to deal with ratmen, goblins, or a necromancer in this like kind of sewer crawl. So it's very kind of a classic old school fantasy D&D. But I've run it a bunch, and it's very fun, especially when Deathbringer class murders an entire gang of goblins by rolling really well. It's definitely fun. It's definitely fun.
They could go off. Man, that is great, because just last night I'm working on the UDTs, the Ultimate Dungeon Train, and I'm literally working on the sewer Ultimate Dungeon Train right now.
It's perfect. Yeah.
And almost like, it's like, do we really need a sewer one? Because it is a little similar to the others, and it's hard to make it look unique. But I am working with the artist.
We definitely need a
and
sewer,
I'm like,
Steven.
I'm like, we got a sewer one.
Even without Luke's adventure, do you know how many times Dan writes about sewers or like excrement or things like that in this book? Like there were already multiple backgrounds that involve like that you're like going in there and cleaning sewers and gutters for like poop or other things like that.
Yeah,
so
there's
if you
sewers.
didn't have a sewer map, how would people be able to leverage their tale of woe in the adventure?
Yeah.
No, we definitely have the sewer.
I'm getting a kick out of your
perfectly.
chat. I'm not used to people like coming at me like they are. I guess the Pathfinder fans like to come at me.
What?
I don't
What's going
see
on?
actually any Pathfinder
But
fans
it says
doing
a shout
that.
out
The
to
guy
Luke.
who coming at you
YouTube.
says that he
loves you.
wants to kill the Pathfinder character,
this
but
guy
he also
Nin
doesn't
80s.
like Pathfinder.
This guy Nin 80s thinks I'm intelligence shaming, which I'm not at all. But
Oh man.
hey, you know what? Hey, we're spicing it up. I got thick skin. I make stuff on the internet. I can take it.
Well, you know what? Not everything is for everybody.
That's
That's
what I'm saying.
the thing.
That's
It's
what
like
I'm saying.
I have the famous story, if you don't know, but I said a couple weeks ago, I played Arcs, and Arcs is a very complex board game that takes a long time to figure out and play. And I was playing it at a board game group. We played. It's 5 turns. It's a 5-turn game.
Okay.
We played it. I explained the rules. It took us an hour for me to go through explaining. We started it, and then we played the first turn. And then one of the people said, "You know what? I don't like it. I'm not going to play. I'm quitting." And I'm like, "Well, what do you mean you're quitting? It's a board game. You can't just quit." And they're like, "Yeah, I'm quitting. I don't like it."
Yeah, they can do whatever they want, right?
And I was like, "Now, yes, but it was one of those. Well, the social contract is." Because we pay to be here too. It's not free. It's a weekly meetup at the board game. There is a place near me that's like 40 minutes away that I go to play board games.
Yeah.
But you pay $5. It's not a huge amount, and then it goes towards store credit. But I was like, so let me get this straight. I paid $5. I drove 40 minutes. I just explained the rules for an hour.
Yeah.
It was hot, and now you just like, yeah, I don't want to play.
Yeah.
Like,
my brother's 40th birthday is today, and all weekend I'm going to his house. We're going to play games, and he wants to play what is it, Forbidden Stars?
Okay,
and
I know that one. Yeah.
And Twilight Imperium. And I'm like,
Ugh.
I'm excited, but I'm also very worried because I think I gotta avoid doing what your friend that person you just did.
Well, Twilight Imperium is a 10-hour game. So.
I know we've got the time blocked off for it. So
that one is fun, but it is. Well, if you're playing with the expansions, it can be. It can be.
We're playing core game, like 3rd edition or whatever.
Yeah. No, it's okay. It's okay. Yeah, but my point is. Okay, if you don't like something, and I've played games where I don't like, but at least like stick it out to the end. But I've also played RPGs. Like, okay, I played Call of Cthulhu at Gen Con like a year or two ago. I like Call of Cthulhu, like the old one, but I was like, you know what? I don't like this. I didn't like it at all. Maybe
what did you like about it?
Well, I hate the roll under mechanic. I hate roll under.
Why? It's just math. Yeah.
No, because I won't. Mark, you get into the math because there is a floor, and I don't like going low. I also am American. Big numbers go up. I like the big numbers.
Wait, well, what do you mean? There's a floor?
There's a floor 0, but if you go up, there's no floor. So
you like being able to like scale the difficulty?
Yeah,
up.
Like I like the scaling better to go up. Scale down, it feels like you're limiting yourself as well as the game in general.
Wait, but the floor is like. Isn't the flooring implying impossibility?
No, the flooring just means that you eventually will reach. Like, who wants to roll low? It's just like I hate rolling low.
Okay, Steven, if you hate general roll unders, what do you think about the slightly snazzier roll unders where it is a D100? You have to roll under your skill to succeed, but the higher rolls are better results. So what it's saying is higher is better. But you just aren't good enough to do that yet. There are systems like that. I actually find them quite fascinating because it'll be like, yeah, you know what? A 70 would have been better than a 60, but you don't have a 70 in that. You can't get that 70, so it becomes a failure for you. So you're not only removing failures when you raise up your skill, you're adding in better successes that a less skilled person couldn't do. What do you think about that one?
Numbers go up. That's all I care about.
I mean, like, look, in the post, Critical Role Dimension 20 D&D audience, like it's really hard to erase the like hype for a D20. Like you just expect rolling high because this generation of gaming has like kind of grown up around that.
Not even that this generation, like I can't think of any game except golf where you want to have a low number.
Well, I guess it's like mathematically, here's the thing. I agree with you generally. I don't really like roll under systems, mostly because you're rolling under a stat, and not all challenges are created equal. And I feel like if the system is roll under your stat, you succeed. The GM has a very binary choice of whether is this something I should test for or not, unless they're going to like apply advantage or disadvantage or modify the number, which is immediately confusing when it's a roll.
Then it's not even a roll under at that point. But then you're saying that like the shack that is like built in a shanty town that you're trying to bash that down with your strength is equally difficult to like destroying the iron wall of like a fortress in the city of brass.
Yes.
Or that the most you could do is like you said, maybe advantage.
Yeah.
Like, okay, great. That barely is different considering that this shantytown shack may be made of like cloth and a few sticks.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I don't know. It's like, are you going, I think because it's like, what kind of game you're going for? If you're playing Into the Odd or Karen, like you're going for a rules light experience where you're like, the point is not to worry about the verisimilitude. Like, is it hard? Roll. If it's not hard, don't roll. You know that you don't even roll to hit in those games. You're just rolling damage, But like that's not going to scratch the itch if you have 30 skills and they all have different modifiers. And like in a game with 30 skills, you don't want to roll under because you're already like micro dialing into the verisimilitude. You're really trying to like simulate, hey, this character is better at X than Y. Correct. So I think
you answered my question for me.
I mean, I think that makes sense. But on my flip side, when you're thinking about like, let's talk about like Mothership, Call of Cthulhu, or the new Father Fog, which is Mothership Tuesday Night Games' new like kind of horror fairy tale fantasy game. Like they're going for a different thing. They're saying like, hey, you're not good at anything. You don't want to roll dice. It's not D&D. Don't like try to spam your good skill. If the GM asks for a roll, you should be scared. If you fail the roll, you're taking stress. The rolls are hard. In that case, it's like, well, it's nice to know I have a 20 in this skill. That means I have a 20% chance. I'm a master at it. I'm a 35. That means I have a 35% chance. So you can like,
okay, let me rephrase that. If the skill is on a scale of 1 to 100, and then you see, I don't like roll unders when it was like 2d6 or 3d6 or 1d20, because I'm like, that is not enough. That is just not enough variation for a long-term campaign. Now, a D100 roll under, where also the math is easier to figure out on the fly, that is okay, because I'm like, okay, within 1 and 100, there's enough variation and skill. Gloomhaven has the 1D100. We mentioned this because you said Call of Cthulhu, so I just assumed you.
Yeah.
Well, it does, but I just did. You're right, but that was one of the aspects. I just was not. I played the old one so much, and I felt the new one was just like so different. And
okay.
I was like, why change the old one?
Like the nerd in me is like, actually, I kind of like that. I like rolling high, and I like rolling D20s. I much would rather roll a D20 than a D100 as a nerd, right? But as a like game designer, I can really appreciate
I get it.
The D100 roll under is a really, really logical system. You can't you can't deny it. And like
another good thing about D100 from a game designer, even if you don't do roll under, is there's a really unfortunate situation that you have in D20, which is basically like the issue with ones, because of the fact that if you give a +1 on something, and let's say you get feedback from your players that are like, this feels too underwhelming because the number is 1, and I hates the 1. I hates it. It's a 1. And you're like, really? But it's actually doing a lot. It's a 1. Your only recourse is to double the amount that you gave them. Which, especially if the 1 was actually doing its job, or if anything was like maybe just about as strong as you want, maybe just slightly under, but you can't do anything other than give them twice as much as that. You can't give them 1.5.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you could, but that would be terrible.
Yeah,
So
I mean,
in a D100,
D20,
you have much more granular ability to give modifiers. You could give 5%, which is the same as a 1, but it's not the number 1. So the people who have this visceral disgust of 1 and like it can't be good because it's 1,
well,
will like it.
I know the story. Eric Mona told me because the original Pathfinder 2nd edition playtest was always +1, +2, +3, +4, and then Eric said people didn't like it, that it was so granular because it was a 1, and then you had to make it +2, +4, +6, +8 instead.
And then many of the things that people identified as issues in some of the classes and paradigms that came in after that were a result of the fact that proficiency had to go in multiples of 2 because nobody wanted a 1.
Right.
So I get what you're saying, Luke. There are some nice things about a D100. There are other little tricks and things you can do with it too. Now, we had a chat from someone else who liked roll unders, who said played Conan, TSR, Star Frontiers, COC, Cult 1 and 2, Millennium's End, never had an issue rolling under. That was from Dungeon Daddy 74.
Yeah, I think it's just a personal preference,
Well,
Says to Steven, chill. I think Steve is going on vibes.
No, he's talking about Chill, the board game, the game. I used to play Chill, by the way. I played Chill all the time. And I played the Chill board game, which was amazing. I still have it. I should bring it to Gen Con. It's from like 1986 or something. And it's a great game. Great game. Because he was talking about,
I see. Was not telling you to chill.
No, that's Chill. That's the Chill.
Chill.
Chill about rolling under. It's not so bad. You can just chill out.
It's also what you're used to. Like, I mean... All I know is I like numbers go up, man.
No, it sounds like all three of us prefer that, but there is something nice about the roll unders, and I like the roll unders, but the high ones are better.
Also,
I like that a lot, even though it's a little complicated.
Do you guys know of any systems that are D100 roll high?
I don't, because of the fact that you then have to do math, where it's like I have 24 in this, which means that
but like what if it was like, I have a 90 in this, I have an 80.
and the 90 is bad.
Because then it's a 10% roll. Then you have to do. Well, why? You have to roll.
If you had a 90 in it and it was a D100 roll high, that would mean you would need to determine that means you need to roll 10 or above to succeed. Yeah. You have to do the subtraction every time.
I have a 90. If I roll a 90 or higher, I succeed.
Right, but that's a 10% chance.
Then having a 90 is worse than having a 10.
Right, that's reverse math.
Oh, wait. I see what you're saying.
Yes. Having a 90 is worse than having a 10, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that.
The people won't like that because they'll get confused.
Oh, no. I guess what I'm saying is, what if it was, I don't know.
It's tricky, right?
Yeah.
Design, man.
Like, I want a high stat, but what if it was roll under, but I had 95? But that's what it is currently. Yeah. I see
then you have a 95% chance of succeeding. But if you do it the opposite, you have a 5% chance, which no one likes because the math is reversed. That's why it's roll under.
Then they have to subtract every time, or they have to say that a lower stat is better, which also will make people not happy.
No one likes having lower stats.
You see,
weird. It's just, again, think about it. As you said, video game. You know what? It all comes back to D&D, because D&D gave us high stats equals good, and then every video game copied it. And now
but D&D also gave us a roll under forever. Steven. D&D had a bunch of roll unders for a while.
There was, you know what? There was a point where it could have gone either way. And when people were making video games in the 70s, it's like, do we want to do low numbers or high numbers? And everyone went high numbers. And now every video game it goes that way. And everyone is conditioned for that because that's the way it works. That's the way all the video games work. Think about it. Everything works. I can't think of any video game where lower numbers are better. I'm thinking of none.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. More, like you said, as an American, more is better, right?
Well, the only ones I think I've ever seen are ones that were implementing a tabletop game that was roll under.
Well, okay. I'll tell you about video games.
And that doesn't really count at all because then they're just implementing the tabletop game.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys have checked out Andre Nouveau's Flail, which just got done on Backer Kit. It's like a poker dice combat system. So you're
Did it have 66 hit points?
I love poker dice systems.
No,
I love Deadlands.
Sorry, I'm trying to make a reference back to the Flail in.
Sorry.
Wow, that went above my head too. I was like, what the hell is he talking about?
But you want to roll low because you're going for like kind of Yahtzee poker style dice rolls with your like 5 or 6 D6s, and if you get 3 1s, you outright kill whatever you're fighting. So
interesting. Well, keep in mind, Yahtzee, you actually do want to roll higher because if you roll higher, you get more points.
Well, it's not Yahtzee. It's in this game.
But you see,
he calls them poker dice.
I know, but you know what? You see, it's in our blood. It's in our blood to roll higher points. More points.
I wish there was a way where you could have a percentage, but then still roll high. But you can't.
It's not a really clean way to do it.
Yeah, you have to do math.
You have to do math, and then the math is. Americans, they're bad at this stuff.
Except for the roll under but high is better, but that already brings in additional complications where the GM has to determine the difficulty of the thing.
One thing I like about Mothership and Father Fog is that it's and I thought Call of Cthulhu might do this. It's roll under D100 percentile roll under, but if you ever roll doubles, it's a critical, either a critical success or a critical failure.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that a lot too.
So like an 11 is almost guaranteed to be a critical success, but a 99 is almost always a critical failure.
It also means if you get to choose how you're building your skills, you always want to grab a double if you're nearby it.
What do you think?
There's also one unknown armies where the damage from attacks was based on adding the two numbers together. So you also wanted to grab ones that were like in the 9s and 8s places of each. Yeah. So like 19 and 18, and we're going to do more damage than 12. So you want to grab those too.
What about Daggerhard, where you roll doubles and then it's like a crit? Good things happen.
Yeah, that's similar with the doubles.
Yeah, that's a lot like Mothership.
Mm-hmm. I don't like that one, by the way.
Doubles are critical sometimes in Fabula Ultima 2, but only above a certain amount.
Yeah, it's not like doubles because sometimes you just forget, because it's like it's just easier, nice and simple. High numbers equals good. Higher numbers equals better. There you go. It's like no, it's just part of our culture, man. I mean, think about it. Video games, all of our sporting events, like. Okay, who has the higher score? They won the game. It's not who had the lower score. They won the game.
I think that's more of a function of the way sports work, though. Not like you're not taking anything away. You're starting at 0 and then adding points. Like
I know, but you could actually. That's not true. Darts, you go down.
And like you said with golf, like the reason low is good is because there's a threshold.
Well, it's the least number of strokes.
Yeah, but there's par is a threshold set by the course.
Right.
And and most sports don't have a threshold set. I think that's the difference. And a skill is basically the threshold. Right. So that's why I like rolling under it.
And darts actually does go down. I forgot about darts.
You could conceive of a basic sports ball game where it was played with essentially with lives, and when the opponent does whatever they would currently do to gain a point or a scoring increase, the other team loses one of their lives and it goes down. So like imagine baseball, but every time there's a run, the other team loses one of their like bases, and you start with 10 bases or 5 bases. The problem with that, of course, is that then the game will last forever if you can't score, if the pitchers are too good. So you wouldn't want that anyway.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mark really you guys nailed it. People don't want low stats, but they also don't want to roll low. So in order to do both, you can't do both without having a big ascending number that always goes up, right?
Right.
Yeah. It's like, well, if my stat is high, that's great for a roll under system, but you want to roll high. So then there has to be math.
And math is always what gets you when I came up with this idea. No.
Can you answer me? I've got a question. I don't know about Call of Cthulhu, but I know that RuneScape, I was just like going on a tirade about this with my brother. In RuneScape, you're rolling, is it 3d6 or 4d6 like D&D to get your stat line. And then you multiply it by 10 to get your D100 number. And I'm like, so irritated. Like, why is it doing both? Why do you have to have, can someone in chat answer? Why in RuneQuest are you having a normal D&D, 3 to 18 stat, and then also a numeric number? I would love to know the answer to that.
I actually don't know the rules.
I'm guessing it's because of the fact that they wanted people to feel familiar about the numbers, because they may have just determined that people were like, oh, this is numbers like I'm used to. My strength, condex, power, and charisma. That's close enough. Maybe
why
that's
not
why.
Come up with a math? Just why not come up with a number system you can do a bell curve in the D100. You don't need
they
to
could.
do it. Like, why
Very
keep
easily.
that, or like, why keep that number? Do you you still have that number on your character sheet? I understand how bell curves work, guys. I just want to know.
No,
like,
I think they literally did it just to be different. Like literally just to be different than D&D.
Well, but he's not asking why they did the 100. He's asking why they kept the stats that looked close to D&D at all, instead of just skipping that away and staying only with the derived numbers.
I have a 14 in strength, which you multiply that. Wait, it's not by 10. I think it's by 5. Right.
Okay.
So that means
because if you multiply that by 10, it'd be over 100.
Yeah, I think it's by 5. Right. So I have so you multiply by 5. So I have a 70 for my strength. So my strength is a 14/70.
Well, is it a roll
Do you
under
think it's
system?
Because of hit points being based on
well, that's why. So with that, that's why. So you'd multiply by 5.
I just want to know. I'm seriously asking. What do you use the 14 for?
That's just the basis to get your. Because they want you to use a D20 or a bell curve
D100.
3D18 so that no one is too low and no one's too high. So the highest stat anyone could ever have is 85 and the lowest stat anyone can have is 15. So no one could ever have 100 and no one could ever have 0. And then you're just doing a roll under.
If you got an 18?
18. Oh yeah, 90.
Yeah, 90
sorry, 90. Sorry,
like
90.
180 divided by 2.
Sorry, 90. So 90. Right, but no one can go above 90. So
I mean, look, I think actually as a generation method, it works really well. You get the bell curve.
I actually think it's very good. I actually like that concept.
I now that I'm telling you this, but now I've played RuneQuest with Jeff from Chaosium once, and I'm remembering there would be things where he'd be like, nobody with a strength, like you can't lift this unless you have a strength of 12, and I'm also like, well, why can't you just as a GM say like you can't lift this unless you have a strength of 60 or whatever?
Well, that's the problem is that they did it times 5, and I just made the mistake with the math in my head. That's too much math. Like times 5? No, do times 10. Or it's like you might as well do times 3 because it's like times 5. It's easy, but yet
Luke,
it's too much math.
If they had removed it, they would have wanted to do something like suppose 15d6. That's a lot of addition. It will work, but the problem is when you roll 15d6, you're much, much less likely to get numbers that are toward the extremes than when you roll 3d6 because of the law of large numbers.
Like I said, I don't have a problem with it.
So that's probably why. Now what they could have done, let me see.
I want to know. Dr. Waits is saying that you don't use it after, and I haven't played it. I know that's not true. There are some things that use the original number. And I want to know. I just want to know someone who plays a lot of RuneQuest what you use the original stats for.
Yeah, I've never played it.
Anyway, I digress. I'm sorry. I was just.
So it's interesting. Okay, maybe they could have done 5d20. However, that would have allowed you to get up to 100, but at least it wouldn't have been a million dice.
And who has 5d20?
What?
Who has 5d20? Like that's part of the thing too. Is they don't, especially back then, you don't want to make a game and that requires dice you don't have.
Right. But 5d20 has about the same, very close to the same average as 3d6 times 5.
Yeah.
It has a lower minimum and a higher maximum, though.
Yeah, Let me tell you. I like the math. I got no problem with the math. I'm just curious. Curious why you keep it on your character sheet.
You're saying that they could have started with that and just not written it down.
Yeah. I'm saying why not just use the system and then write down 40?
You know what? I don't know. I can't even guess. I don't know.
We can move on. I mean,
Pathfinder had that same question and eventually did remove the stats.
Why don't you tell us about your Kickstarter, Luke?
Oh, great. Yeah. The reason I'm on here today.
We totally forgot about that.
Yeah. Okay. So yesterday we launched my third Kickstarter, which is for the Limithron's Pirate Map Collection. It's a collection of you guys would know, like the Paizo flip maps. Basically a box of flip of 110 flip maps, so it's like 50 something double-sided, but they're various sizes.
Why 110? That is so many maps.
It's so many maps, and they're in a nice folio, magnetic folio with an index. It's various sizes, so a lot of them are 8.5 by 11 for boats and like shops, and up to some of them are almost 36 inches big for like ships of the line, mansions, that kind of thing. But it's basically all the maps that you need to run an entire pirate campaign. In addition to that, we also had my dear friend and colleague Joseph R. Lewis write a counter atlas for each map, or about half of the maps actually. And that's for like, oh, you're at the rope bridge. What's happening at the rope bridge? Who is on the rope bridge? Or you're in the tavern. Who's the barkeep? And then to go along with that, we tapped in two of our other companies that we're friends with. Westphalia is making Pirate Borg licensed miniatures, and they kickstarted the exact same time.
Yes.
And Will R.D., who's the creator of the Mörk Borg skirmish game Forbidden Psalm, made a pirate version of Forbidden Psalm, which is a 5-model skirmish game called From the Depths Below. And if you back all three of them, which went live yesterday, you get a free metal D2 coin. We're calling the whole thing Boarding Party. So
nice.
That's my little elevator pitch.
And people could obviously use these pirate maps for any game that they're playing, not just for Pirate Borg.
You have to understand, I started drawing pirate maps for my pirate D&D campaign in COVID. And I think we kickstarted Pirate Borg in 2022, and I had already been doing the Patreon for 2 years. So this is like 6 years of drawing pirate maps. You could use it for your Skull and Shackles campaign, your Ghost of Saltmarsh campaign, anything. And all the maps, the ships don't have cannons on them. We have add-on like vinyl stickers that you can put on for cannons and crates and treasure and stuff like that.
But you can't use it for Luke's Deathbringer adventure, because that one is in the sewers. There's also
I actually don't have a sewer map. I mean, like, that's the thing about being a pirate map artist. You know, like there are sewers in one of the cities in Dark Caribbean, my upcoming setting. But like, generally speaking, in the 1700s in the Caribbean, there wouldn't have been like labyrinthian sewer systems to explore. It's more like sea caves, you know. So I do need to draw. Although I did a map for Deathbringer. It's black and white, but I did a map I really enjoyed.
You can use color, by the way.
Well, first off, nobody told me that. The first pitch I saw was with black and white, but also it's Shadowdark's hack. I like black and white, so it's fine. I don't know.
It's fine.
It can be whatever you want. Now, there is a super chat question for you, Luke. What's coming down the pipe? Where do you see Pirate Borg 5 years from now? Genre crossovers with other IPs, Shadowdark, etc.
Well, the next thing I'm working on, which I've been working on since before I started Pirate Borg, is the Dark Caribbean setting book. I say setting book, it's like a setting and campaign book, but at this rate, it's going to be a slipcase because I'm already at 300 plus pages and I have way more to go. But it's 54 NPCs from the Dark Caribbean, islands, events. All the events in Pirate Borg are detailed with like either longer paragraphs or like full page spreads. Like, for example, the 1715 treasure fleet shipwreck. It has a like map and a way to details on how to actually run that for your players if they want to go play through the events of the outlined events of the Dark Caribbean. Now, after that, I got a couple things in the pipeline. Unfortunately, I can't talk about any of them, which is kind of exciting.
That's usually true for whenever you've got something sneakily in the pipeline. You've got to wait for the right reveal.
Yeah, I can't. I mean, I will tell you this. I have learned, despite really wanting to run other systems, every time I try to run another system, I always just end up making a new one. So I have a couple things I'm working on under the hood. So
you're talking to people who now we are losing our minds because we run for D&D and Pathfinder and Shadowdark and now Deathbringer. So I am a rules light guy,
so it's not it's not going to be anything like a D&D or Pathfinder.
Well, we have 2 rules light. We have 2 rules heavy and 2 rules light. So there we go.
And I'm an old school. I'm an OSR guy, old school D&D guy. So it's like I think whatever I make will probably utilize a D20 roll. Probably roll high at this point in my life.
After that, he's like, probably roll high.
Literally this morning, I was like thinking about, wait, what if I use D100? Because then blah 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 blah. Like, you know what, man? I just want to roll a D20. That's exactly what I want to do.
So you're the vibes guy. We're the math guys. So if I ever need vibes help, you know what? And you were right on a lot of stuff, because when I showed you the Shadowdark stuff and it was in color, you're like, you need to do it in black and white.
Yeah, I mean,
we ended up doing it in black and white, man.
I'll be honest with you. I'm disappointed that Deathbringer's in color. That's just my personal preference.
You know why?
Why?
Because Dan wanted it.
Yeah.
Oh no,
The vibes that he wants
It's what he
are
wants.
these
He
like
wants
kind
Conan.
of over the top parody of 80s
He
art.
wants Conan,
and honestly,
Frank Vincetta. Like he wants that. And I was like, fair enough.
yeah, I get it.
honestly, I really love the mechanics, all the other things going on with Deathbringer. But if it had art style that looked just like the Shadowdark art style and maybe didn't have so much of some of the stuff that's in there, I would be so happy.
You'd be happy. You wanted it to be black and white.
Yeah, I wanted to be like what you were saying that looks more like the Shadowdark art, but he has a vision.
And
I mean, look,
I don't want it to be what you want or what I want, I guess, even though I would have wanted that, because this is like Dan's baby. And
yeah, I appreciate that. I think having watched this channel and that first black and white art you guys have of Deathbringer, I was like, dude,
the one where he's on the pile of skulls.
Yeah, I was like, I want the whole game to look like that, and that's my adventure goes along with. I mean, dude, I love Dan, and he should do what he wants to do, just like I'm going to do what I want to do.
You know what? Well, as someone who's been
I
art
actually
directing
like how the color monsters look, though. They do look pretty cool.
I have not seen the monsters.
Oh, there's a poll on it. People can check now on BackerKit to choose between your favorite monsters among the 9 monsters.
They're good. It's actually
the
one of my
art is great.
You know what?
Nice.
That's the same guy who does our dragons, Mark. Believe it or not.
I'm not surprised because it's really good.
I know. Well, he's funny because I was like, okay, I gave him instructions like really gory, really gross, like, nasty as possible. And he started off like kind of a little hesitant. I'm like, no, more. And he's like, now he's up to like his 10th or 20th monster. He's like, yeah, I'm really getting into it. And it's getting worse and worse. Like every time he sends me, it
really feels like Deathbringer to me. It's gory. It's gross.
I mean, look, I love color art. I'm just saying my own personal preference.
Well, even his vampire, like his vampire is disgusting. And I'm like, yes, fine. Like, I'm sick of these like happy looking vampires. His
sparkly vampire.
His looks, sparkly vampires. His is gross and it is just nasty. And I'm like, exactly. That's what a vampire should look like.
I would love to have seen, may he rest in peace, but like a John Blanche OSR RPG, like one of the hardcore original Warhammer guys.
Yeah. Well, that's also this is like Warhammer too, which is color. So look. You know what?
It's color now, but the one that Dan is always talking about is the first edition black and white.
Well, that's because it was too expensive. The printing color, that was a limitation of technology, not of desire.
I mean, look, it's his book. I'm just saying, I feel like I dream when I'm thinking fantasy helmets and swords. I'm dreaming in black and white, man.
Yeah, but I'm not. I'm dreaming. And you see, once I got it, I was like, man, we're going to make this look so. And let me tell you, we're getting artists writing me who are literally saying, oh my God, I've waited so long to do art in this style. Please let me do art for Deathbringer. Like the artists are literally writing me asking if they can do art for it. Because this is like, no one does art like this in this style anymore. And they know exactly. They look at it like, oh yeah, this is Frank Frazzetta's. Yeah, they're like, this Frank Frazzetta's style. This is exactly like no one does that. I'm like, yeah, well,
it's kind of it's like a Jeff Easley vibe too. Like,
that's what we're going
into
for.
It. I'm just giving you my 2 cents.
I know, I appreciate it. Yeah. Hey, wait, are you using Long Pack again for your book? For the
I am. We are using Long Pack for the box, but we do our book printing at Standard in Lithuania.
Oh, okay. That's because of Free League. Who's doing the sticker sheet? Because I want to do that. That's such a good idea. I want to do a sticker
Long Pack's doing it.
Oh, I'm going to write them right after this because I wanted to do a sticker sheet, a removable sticker pack for the UDT, so you can put things on there quickly.
Oh,
and actually, I wanted to do that, and I've been meaning to write them because I don't know how that works, but you're doing.
So basically, it's like a clear vinyl.
It's like vinyl, right? It's like
white.
Yeah,
for the background of your image, and then treat it like paper for the second pass.
Okay,
so it's like 4-color plus white.
Okay, I'm gonna ask them because I think it's like, well, I used to do not Shrinky Dinks. What's the one where you would put vinyl stickers on a playmat? This is when I was a kid in the 70s.
Someone was talking about that the other day. Yeah. And those have come back. I know the name. I can't.
Yeah, and I used to play those all the time. And then you would make a collage, and then you can pull it up and do it again. And it was different.
It's like that. Yeah.
And that's
color forms.
Color forms. Yeah, I used to love color forms when I was a kid. So I wanted to do color forms for UDT. but we have so many things in this campaign.
I know that feeling, man.
I'm like losing my mind.
The thing about this campaign we have going right now is that we only have 2 things. So we were all like, when we were like watching the numbers and seeing what everybody is picking the same pledge, which is just the 2 new things. Whereas the last campaign, people were doing the like all in, and I'm like, oh yeah, man. Next time I like it when we make a bunch of new stuff, but man, it takes a lot of energy. So
it's not so bad because I was telling you this, Mark. I was talking to a professor about this, or maybe I was telling you about this, Mark. Yeah, it was like the very first campaign I ever did. We did way too much shit, and I felt like it was exhausting.
It was also like 3 completely unrelated gigantic projects.
That was the other thing. It was 3 unrelated campaigns. But this one, we have, I think at the highest tier, you get like 52 items or something. It's insane. Yeah.
Is it 52 SKUs?
Yeah.
Oh my God. That's going to be a pick and pull nightmare for your fulfillment.
All comes in a box.
Oh, it's already picked.
Yeah. Okay. Already picked.
So it's 1 SKU.
It's 1 SKU. Well, okay. We're doing both add-ons and SKUs. So it's both. But if you do the box, it's a box. And if you do add-ons, then it's pick and pull.
Yeah,
so
okay.
I think people probably won't add on 52 different things because at that point they might as well get the box.
Well, but some of them aren't pick and pull. Like, so the t-shirts, those are not part of the box, but I don't want that. You can't do this box because you need sizes. So it's like the box sets come with everything in the box. And I learned that one both from you and Nimble because they're like, just put it in a box so it's 1 item.
Oh, yeah, dude. I mean, it's cool to have variety, but like I think as a consumer, they're not thinking about
They don't want
my fulfillment company charges me a per line item for every item they pull.
Yeah,
and my Shopify and Kickstarter does not account for that. So if you do a pick your own order,
I know,
and you pick like 15 things, I might lose money on the shipping on that. You know?
Oh, I know, because it's usually like 75.
That's the cost of doing business, but like having done it now, I'm like, well, rather than doing like 15 of these and letting them pick, just put all 15 in a box. Right. Well, it'll probably be cheaper for everybody. Honestly,
it is. But that's also why I don't do add-ons. We don't do like $5 add-ons anymore. Like I'm like, look, if you're gonna do an add-on, you gotta. I think it's like $20 minimum. Like you just get the tier because
like right now with the Kickstarter we've got going, we have all of our zines are available. And I'm like, we should have just done a zine pack.
Yeah, you do a pack.
If you wanted them individually, go buy them on our website. If you want them in the Kickstarter, you buy them all. Yep. But. And it's, who cares? This is like business stuff and nobody cares.
No, they do on our channel. They do.
Okay, nice.
They like this stuff.
But Steven, can I plug I made you a referral link for my Kickstarter.
Yeah. Give it to me.
Putting that in the chat.
Yeah, I'll do it next week. Oh, wow. I'm so nice.
You want to do it now so that they get paid again before.
Don't do it next week. It'll be in the middle of our Kickstarter.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, I can do it in the middle because I'm nice, and I'll do it in the middle of ours.
I was saying I sent you an email about this, but we should do a hype swap update for each other.
For sure.
Of course.
Especially since I worked on it, and it's not just
100%. Check out all
there was
the maps.
Not to moderate here, but there was a question for me.
There was. Wow, you're like
Zolgathor.
Oh wait, I've even pinned it on the channel. Look at that.
Zolgathor.
Although you didn't send me a pack of the maps. I do want some maps. So you sent them to some people. I'm just not cool enough.
Zolgathor wonders if you'll add one more class so they can roll a d12 to randomly generate their class.
D12, so it's 8, 9, 10, 11. I guess we are at 11 if you count the 3 and Down Among the Dead. I mean, I think as a uplifter of the third-party community that I am, I think that you should just add a third-party class in there because there's so many of them for free in Cabin Fever. Or you could just add Landlubber as the 1, and then if they roll a 1, they have to roll a Landlubber, which gives you 46. It's 46, drop the lowest, but you don't get any class features. So it's like you've been on land, so you're stronger and smarter. You haven't been living off, bilge citrus and whatnot.
Let me ask you a question. You're very good at this stuff. All right. So for Deathbringer, we have the UDTs, and we have 8. It's actually 16.
Wait, no, hold on, let me clarify. Does it spin?
No, you put it on a Lazy Susan.
Okay, so you buy a Lazy Susan, but it's like a neoprene mat.
It's neoprene, and you can write on it.
Okay, well, the neoprene though, that's not going to work with the static clings.
That's why I'm going to write them. That's why I'm going to ask Long Pack to see what
can there
we
be
can
a Deathbringer branded Lazy Susan to put your
you should definitely make Lazy Susan as part of the Kickstarter, Stephen.
Because people might not have a Lazy Susan.
I want the official one, even if I want a really cool official one.
It has the Deathbringer logo on the Lazy Susan.
It's like inset for the mat, and then it's got a built-in grid.
You know how expensive that stuff is?
Yeah, but people will pay it, dude.
If you put it on the top tiers that are only for the people who want everything.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying, dude, make the shit that you want to have. That's all I'm saying. And
Luke built a giant ship.
If you make a neoprene mat, the static cling stickers are not going to stick, and I would say you should consider doing cardboard punch outs for the props and stuff instead.
Oh, I can do that. We're already doing cardboard. Those are easier
to move. Like the stickers are really good for like, there's a thing here that isn't going to move. But if it's like, I mean, like a cannon is like, they don't usually get moved. But if it's stuff that you want, like,
well, they said it's wet and dry. It's 18 inches. It's double sided, so you can flip it. So we have like desert and water is one. So it's like one side's desert, one side's water and stuff. So you can flip them easy. But they did say, I don't know how they're neoprene, but they said they're wet and dry erase. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, that's what you need. If they're wet and dry erase, maybe it'll work. You ask them.
That's why I'm going to ask.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. What was your question?
We're going to we already have the punch outs because we're doing punch outs for all the tokens.
Like cardboard?
Yeah. Same as what you do. Same the thick cardboard punch outs.
Oh, for the starter set. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. It's actually not a starter set. It is.
No, I'm saying like I had in my starter set.
Yeah, it's exactly the same. Yeah. By the way, it is not a starter set. We will do a starter set later, but right now this is more of a core box because it's more than you would have. Like a starter set.
That's
real.
I was only referencing my starter set.
So yeah, he was saying he did those cardboard in the Pirate Borg starter set.
I was seeing if people wanted to do, I can do two things in addition. At higher levels, I do these plastic, the skinny minis, which are very popular.
Those, yeah.
And we do these actually, and I've done these for my own stuff, and people like them. But I was talking to Long Pack, they can do meeples, and they're pretty reasonable. So I was like, that might be kind of neat to have 30 meeples. Yeah, you could do little meeples.
Like how intricate are they?
You could do multiple colors. You could do like 4, 5, 6 colors if you wanted. Believe it or not.
I feel like meeples are like you're going for no representation. I use stuff like meeples a lot in like little math cubes.
No. Wait, I'll show you what they look like.
Okay, I guess I need to.
There's art on the meeple that's kind of weird.
No, they're like.
Oh, you're talking about the ones like Justin from Severed Books does.
Yeah. They're wooden tokens. If you don't call them meeples.
He sent them to me in Discord, but they're like it's like a wood cutout with a print on one side.
Yeah. Well, it would be multiple color. These are just ones, but we'll actually do multicolor.
I mean, I like the black and white. I'm just saying.
No, I can do black and white. Trust me, it's cheaper. I have no problem with the black and white. Actually, that's why I'm making them different colors because each class is associated with a color. So I made the color of the meeple associated with each class. You see how I did that?
I understand.
You see, it's this advanced design concepts. I don't know if you understand this, Luke, but
I just remembered that you guys just did Westphalia miniatures. I forgot about that.
We did too.
We both have. Yeah. So yeah, I was just gonna say people are gonna probably want to play with miniatures, but you guys got those coming. Yeah.
Well, yeah, we got those, but they're pretty expensive, and more importantly, you know what? I don't really love miniatures. I'm like, because to me, I feel like I'm not going to paint them. And when I have them and I look, they're unfinished. They're actually hard to tell, in my opinion.
They are
unpainted what they look like which is which.
Well, here's my little side rant on this. I love miniatures, especially for a war game, skirmish game, 5 models, When we were playing, Tyler and I played From the Depths Below last week for our playtest, which is on YouTube. And it's hard to tell, if you don't remember who your models are. It can be hard. I mean, it looks realistic, but it is hard to tell. What I do for my Pirate Borg games is I carry around. I wonder if I could show them to you. I these are math cubes that I got from Staples. They're for learning how to do like really basic math.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't care about the math. They have like little symbols, like there's a triangle and a square.
I've seen those. Yeah.
I give all my players a color, and I either go in rainbow, or if I'm at a convention, I go in rainbow order around the table. So I know that red is always on my right and blue is usually over here. Or if they're wearing very obvious colors, I give them the color cube that matches their shirt. So I can be like, blue, you're up.
Right.
Then when I roll initiative, I take the other stack and I stack this in order of when everybody's going, with the brown and white cubes being the enemies. So if it's like this, you know, you can really quickly see like, okay, green, you're up, yellow, you're on deck, and then this guy can go get a drink, you know? And I really like this because I'm not telling you at all what to think about what your character looks like. I hate when you put down like, oh, I bought a miniature from the game store, but hey, don't think about this. Imagine him as like that. And no one ever does that. They just picture the miniature. So I really like this like kind of theater of the mind cube. And then they can put the cube out and use it for their meeple. So
like I have the same issue in general when not doing theater of the mind, which is that the more intricate the miniatures and the terrain become, the more that I am out of my character and looking at a god's eye view as like some kind of Clash of the Titans god moving this piece on the board. Whereas if it's very abstract and it doesn't look anything like what it's supposed to be, then I can be in my character more.
You can escape into your mind. Yeah.
Yes.
Anyhow.
Yeah. I mean, we had this problem with VTTs all the time. It's like, well, are we going for 100% accurate? Because then if they change anything, then your VTT is wrong. You know, they're like, oh, I want to break through the wall. Well, I don't have a tile for breaking through the wall. So just
there you go, though, Stephen. I made an 80s film reference for you.
I missed it because I'm looking up.
I referenced when they're moving the game pieces in Clash of the Titans and their gods.
I'm looking up wholesale Lazy Susans, which are pretty inexpensive. I'm actually like, this is actually quite reasonable.
I really hope you do it. Yeah.
Oh, I'm definitely going to do it. That was a great idea. That's why I'm asking you. That's such a good. I don't even know why I didn't think of that. I'm like, wait, why? Yeah, why am we not including a Lazy Susan? Of course, we include a Lazy Susan.
Hey, I'm the one who said to add the Lazy Susan, but it was kind of a joke until Luke really went in on it.
Well, I'm looking at.
No, I think you should do Lazy Susans.
Yeah. No, you're 100. In fact, and you could put logos on them. I'm already looking at like
that's
wholesale.
Instead of a logo, print a standard grid. So there's like boring, no theme. You know, that's what I would do.
Well, standard grid. Deathbringer doesn't use a grid.
We don't use a grid.
I know fighting, but you could use the grid for the overall dungeon map, and then when you zoom into combat, you put the UDT on top of it, and it becomes the combat.
I would put the grid with the range. Is it 3 range bands?
Yeah, 3 range.
Like 2 lines. Yeah. Oh, my camera just died. I've been streaming for too long.
Oh, look at that. What did you do? You broke my whole stream. Oh wait, aren't you on a computer? Don't you have like?
I have a like fancy camera that I have. It's plugged into my, you know.
Oh, you're one of those.
Here, let me grab a battery. I'll be right back.
Look at that, everyone. If it weren't for this stream, you wouldn't see a Lazy Susan in the Deathbringer backer kit coming next week, which is now going to have a Lazy Susan, probably, if Stephen can figure it out in time. Yeah, that is pretty cool, though.
That's a good idea.
It just seems like a no-brainer to me. I don't want to have to go on Amazon and find a Lazy Susan.
Oh, God,
imagine you don't have a Lazy Susan and you get all this UDT.
It just
and
becomes
you're like, I bought all the UDTs, and that's a lot of money to buy all of them because it's a whole bunch of UDTs.
Yeah, it is.
Now you still have to get the Lazy Susan.
Well, no. Well, we'll put it into a. I guess we'll just pack it all together.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a Lazy Susan. I'd have to go buy one.
Yeah. Who does? I mean, I guess some people do, but not that many.
Oh my God, you guys are all, because none of you have kids or married, I guess.
We're teaming up on
I'm married, but we just don't have a Lazy Susan, you know?
Not every person who has kids has a Lazy Susan.
Well,
I don't know.
I wanted to address, because we were talking about the initiative thing. Dr. Waits is saying we just did side-based initiative. Core Pirate Borg, that's correct. There's also a rule in there for individual initiative, which is agility, D6 plus your agility. But I want to just drive home a point here. Like, Pirate Borg and the entire OSR is an entire like sub part of the hobby that's based around hacking it for your own needs. So like, there's not a wrong way to play it. If you were like, oh, I play Pirate Borg, but I like my players to have like double the damage dice. You know.
All right, so here
I cannot stress enough. You should hack it to make it work for your table.
We could do it with 20-inch Lazy Susan, because now it's 18 inches, so you want a little bit of extra. So we'll do 20
need leeway for sure.
Yeah, so you do 20-inch Lazy Susans. You could do 19 too, but I'll probably do 20.
You're just gonna wholesale them. You're not gonna like have them made, right?
No, I'm gonna have them made, but I'll either wholesale them or see what it costs. But a lot of these wholesalers will customize them for you.
I would say if you have it made,
yeah, I'm sure
to hold the.
Oh, I know. Well, I'm gonna talk to Long Pack. I think Long Pack can figure it out. So we have it recessed so it fits perfectly. And then if we're really insane, we can even put a little thing that they'll store some or something. I don't know. We'll figure that out. But back to my original question, do you like the meeples, yay or nay?
Well, I don't like them.
Okay, that's fine.
But here, let me tell you why.
But that's okay. I'd rather do Lazy Susan because it's going to cost about the same.
If you have like a whole set of them for all the monsters, that's cool. But like, dude, you're telling me what my class looks like. Like, I don't want that. Like, that's like kind of takes the. It's like we're not playing a board game. Like, I should be able to customize my battle nun. And if I'm using your meeple, then I don't get to do that. That's my 2 cents.
Also, like the deity that the battle nuns worship, Terra, is like always depicted in full plate mail. So I would want, if I was playing a battle nun, I would want to also be in full plate mail like Terra. And right now, I get a meeple that is like in an outfit that looks like the battle nun is a stripper or something. And that doesn't look like what I think my battle nun would look like.
Stripper. She's not a stripper. God. I'm not the one who came up with that design. Dan sent it to me.
I know it was Dan, Steven. I know.
Okay. All right. So check this out. What do you think of this? So the Deathbringer.
Like, what do I think of the jacket?
The denim jacket. Yes, we have a Deathbringer denim jacket. And then you got like this 11-inch. Look, it's embossed.
I'm going to be honest with you. I don't like denim jackets. As a person, as a human.
But this is for people who had this is the 80s death metal.
You're asking me what I think. I'm just telling you what I think.
Yeah, he's got his personal opinion.
I don't like denim jackets, and the Deathbringer patch would be cooler in black and white. That's my opinion.
Well, this is the logo though.
I think the logo would be cooler in black and white.
Well, it's not. So
you ask me what I think. I'm gonna tell you.
Let's reset.
It's in black and white.
I ironically did make the logo in black and white because I need that for something else. So, but color, man, the whole guys got to get over the black and white thing. It's not happening. It's not happening.
Listen, I have plenty of full color RPGs. I'm just saying, I think that Deathbringer should have been black and white. I'm not getting over it. I'm sticking to my guns.
Disagree.
Monk says Pirate Borg is the best Borg ever created. That is why everyone is playing and creating for it. Steven, are you going to strip for a model?
I appreciate the sentiment. I just made the game I wanted to exist. That's all I can say. There wasn't a Grimdark pirate game, and I had a lot of fun playing Mörk Borg, so I made Pirate Borg.
And
if anybody thinks it's the best one, that's crazy to me, but I appreciate the compliment.
I've never played Mörk Borg, but I played Mothership and the other ones. So, and the only time I played Pirate Borg was at GaryCon. So,
did you have fun?
Yeah, but I'd have more fun if I was in your game with Vince
Vaughn.
Yeah, Vince Vaughn. Tell us about the Vince Vaughn game. Whenever I watch him, he's in so many movies, and I'm thinking he's playing with Luke.
Yeah, it's funny because I also think that when I watch his movies.
That's funny because he's in so many. Although, hopefully when we have Deathbringer, and maybe he'll come up to us and want to play some Deathbringer. So. Give that a try.
Here, I can give you do you want to know the story or just what it's like to play with him?
Both.
So a couple of years ago, I guess 3 years ago at GaryCon, we didn't have a booth. I just went for fun, but I brought a bunch of Pirate Borg books. I had an absolutely maybe best game of my life with the Legends of Evantris guys. We always drink a bunch of rum and make up a whole game, Pirate Borg game, and those guys are so much fun to play with. But one of the guys on their team, Haas, like he's very, he's got like an 18 charisma. He's just really good at talking to people and introducing people. And I was trying to give copies of my book to people at the con who I wanted to have them. And his whole group was there. Vince Vaughn, Joe Manganiello, Tom Morello. So I gave Tom a copy, and then I think I snuck Vince a copy, and then Haas like introduced me to Joe Manganiello, but he doesn't know Joe. He just was that kind of guy, Shout out to Haas. And like Joe like took it, and like we chatted for a bit, and he said some cool things, and I think he was alluding to that he was going to be on One Piece, but he couldn't, say that. And then that came out. And Joe like bought everything. Like I looked it up later. He went on our web store and bought everything that we made at the time, which was really cool. And then like him and I started texting, and he wanted me to come run Pirate Borg for that group in LA, but I don't live in LA, but Tyler does. So my brother Tyler, he used to, he moves here now, but Tyler would go to their house, and he ran for that whole crew. And then like Tom Morello called my brother to come run Pirate Borg for his group. And then like he ended up running for Surge from System of a Down, but Tyler didn't even know who that was. And Surge had never played an RPG. It's like this wild thing, right? So they just really like playing Pirate Borg. They like being like funny pirates. So I ran for them at GaryCon 2 years ago, and it was a wild time. They ended up like starting this like enterprise selling ash to like French nobles. And I mean, like, dude, these guys, like DB Weiss is an incredible player, the Game of Thrones showrunner, and Tom Morello, incredible. And Vince is just as funny like at the table as he is in movies. But now, like, I guess it's like a yearly thing, because they wanted to come back. Like they weren't all there, but Vince and DB and a couple of the other guys were there, and we had a blast. It's like they're just really fun. They just like the hobby, man. They just like to play.
I know. It's very cool. Actually,
I feel like incredibly fortunate to. I mean, I've worked for Tom before. I did lights for him a few times when he was opening for Smashing Pumpkins, but that was just kind of why it worked. One of those like weird things. Like, am I alive? I'm playing D&D with famous people, playing my game with famous people. It's very, very surreal.
Hopefully those guys will maybe want to try some Deathbringer.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I've been very fortunate that my game is a super easy pitch. Rules light, pirate game. Like everybody, like we say this all the time, like moms who have never even considered playing, a half elf rogue, like know exactly how to act like a pirate. Like you don't even need Pirate Borg for it to be like, just roll a D20, So
that answers the question.
That answers the question. Like you get a bunch of like, great acting celebrities around a table and say like, hey, if you snort this skeleton, you have to roll on this table and have a psychedelic experience. Like it's just going to be fun. Like, well, so I'm not saying they won't play Deathbringer, but like the pitch for a group like that is like, it sells itself. Because
there's the best people to play with when it comes to RPGs. Number 2 is actors. But number 1 is improv comics, because
improv comics,
forget it. Like you play with them, and you just like you might as well just sit down and watch them, because they're. Well,
I mean, this is the Adventurous guys. The Adventurous guys are basically improv comics.
So funny, those guys.
Like, dude, I mean, if you want serious, like character driven, RP, go watch Critical Role at Dimension 20. I mean, Dimension 20 walks that line a bit, but Adventurous channel is like, you're gonna fucking laugh. Like they are super, super funny, and they know how to just feed off each other. Like I just set up a prompt, and boom, funny. they can just go, and then I add in another prompt, and they just go, So I really don't hope I don't sound like I'm bragging. I've been very, very
I'm the one who brought it up.
Fortunate to have to play with those guys.
I didn't even recognize. I was sitting next to Vince Vaughn at the auction, and I didn't even recognize.
Yeah, I mean, I think he just wants to be there, hang out, and play.
No, I know. He doesn't want to be himself. Trust me.
Yeah, and he's cool about it, but he definitely is not there to sign autographs. He's there to play D&D.
And Joe, he went to CMU. He went to Carnegie Mellon. It's from Pittsburgh.
Yeah, and he moved back to Pittsburgh now.
Yeah, he and I have that in common. I've spoken to him once. He was like running between things with his dog, and I spoke to him for like a second. But
Bubbles,
was that?
But his dog's name is Bubbles.
Yeah, his tiny dog.
He had it with him the whole time
he
was
is
playing.
And if those of you have not met him, he is gigantic.
Oh, dude. I mean, he's gigantic, but when he's rolling
huge.
around with the mount, or not the mountain. What's the guy's name?
Huge dude.
What's the Paul, the Big Show? Like, Joe is big.
Joe is
Big
really
Show's
big.
Head touches the ceiling in the room.
Oh yeah, no, I know.
You can see it on my Facebook cover photo.
Yeah,
the Big Show's head is literally like pushing the tile up on the ceiling.
Yeah.
He's like,
but it's funny when I when I used to work in Hollywood way back when, I used to say this is the one thing you notice: everyone in Hollywood is either really, 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 really short, like my height, or lower. Like a lot of them are 5'5", 5'4", 5'3", like a lot. Like it's actually kind of stunning how tiny a lot of leading men are, or they're absolutely gigantic.
Yeah.
like that's pretty much it. It seems like there's no one in the middle in Hollywood. And
I can see that. Yeah.
They're really, and he's really big guy. Like, and then he carries around that dog that's like 5 pounds.
Oh yeah, it's always with him. Yeah. Funny thing, we say this all the time. Like Tyler worked in Hollywood for almost 20 years, and I was on the road for 15 working for bands, and we know more celebrities now and interact with them now more, because it's like when your crew, like they make this wall, like I know a bunch of rock stars, but like none of them are gonna like hang out with me because I'm crew, right? But in this setting, it's like all of a sudden, like I'm making an experience that they want to take part in, and it's like it's cool, man. It's really cool.
When I worked with Blizzard, we knew every celebrity played World of Warcraft. They all did, and because they could be completely anonymous, and we knew where their accounts were. We knew who was who. Yeah. And they would just be like, oh, this is, I won't say who, but every celebrity was playing World of Warcraft back then. Because to them, they were like, first, there's a lot of downtime, like so much downtime. Like they will spend 8 hours doing nothing.
And that game was like digital crack for the whole world. Yeah, it was
digital crack. And it was before the internet became the internet. So they would sit on their trial and just play. And then they can play, and no one knew who they were. And it was great. They could be completely anonymous. And they were just, I think even in chat, no one knew who they were. So they loved it.
So I never played on purpose because I knew what would happen to my life.
Yes.
Was it voice chat back then, or was it at keyboard chat?
Oh, you could do both. Okay. You would do like TeamSpeak or I forgot what the other ones, Mumble.
Oh, but it wasn't built into the game.
Yeah, it's not built into the game.
Okay, but so if you were playing with randos, it was probably
if you're
just
playing
keyboard.
with randos. Yeah, but we would play with celebrities once in a while, and you couldn't even tell. Like you couldn't even tell. Like we knew who they were. But
I mean, dude, they're that's the one thing I have worked for enough and played with enough celebrities that they're just normal people that have like really
and
cool
not only
jobs.
that, they just want to play games and be completely anonymous like anyone else.
Yeah, I will say they are normal people, but they're not normal role players. They usually are really good at acting, and often I've had a couple celebrities at different games that were like, you can tell they're a ball hog. They're used to the spotlight because they're used to playing like, where they're the one that gets the,
well, that is the thing. So you can sit there and you might go 2 hours without ever rolling a single die.
Oh yeah,
they're just talking.
They can just let it rip. Yeah.
But they're funny, man.
They are, man. I played once with I played a couple times with him, but I played this game at Gen Con with Todd Stashwick, who was he was in the Picard show, and I made sure to be the GM for his game because we knew he was going to play. But I had been running all Gen Con for like normal randos, and at Gen Con, you get the like really, really great, talented players who just sign up out of nowhere. But then you can also get a lot of like, I've never played before.
Oh yeah.
And when Todd sat at my table, man, he was like, I was like, I only want to play with actors because he knew how to like take it, do like shift the narrative, make a moment, and then pass it off. It was just like you said, improv.
The two best players. Number 2 is actors, but number 1 is improv's even better because they know how to pass it. They know how to like move the story along, the anding. Like you can just sit there and just say, okay, let's start the adventure. You're in a tavern. All right, we're done. That's the next 3 hours. I don't need to do anything. Like they'll figure it out.
Dude, oh man, I wish I could play with more players like that. Like I love playing with players who really understand, the OSR and game design. I love playing with designers. That's I would say that's number 3. I've played with a lot of fellow designers, especially in the OSR. That's always fun to like get to like play your game with someone you look up to, or play someone else's game that you look up to.
Did we play at Gen Con? Were you in one of our
and I have
games
never played
with Kelsey's? We were in one of our Kelsey games, or
no, I don't think so.
Games, or
No,
Professor
you guys are
games?
always sneaking off to that page. You were sneaking off to that room that I commandeered for a play test, but
Oh, right. Well, you guys commandeered that. That's right. You were playing that. Well, we could play at this year's Gen Con if you want. I'll be there. I have no
man,
plans.
I don't know if I've ever actually played at Gen Con.
Oh, we play every night. Dude,
there's so many meetings. A page is a much better option for me, if I'm being honest.
I have no meetings. Everyone's always says that they have meetings at Gen Con. I'm the only person on planet Earth that has no meetings.
No, dude. I mean, we also bring my podcast studio and
well, I'm bringing Derek as the camera crew. So I'm bringing a full camera crew, just me and Derek. And then
I think I'm gonna have
we're not
have Jeremy Crawford on the show. I think we've been chatting about it.
That's
you got any good Daggerheart 5e questions? Lay them on me.
Dude, I know everyone at Daggerheart. That's not a problem.
No, not you. I mean the chat.
I thought they were talking to me. Oh yeah. Chat, you have some questions. Although we will be I have the schedule here. And the schedule, I'm looking at my schedule because I'm following Dan. And I'm looking at the Dan schedule. And we have on here. Wait, I'm looking at the schedule. Hold on. I gotta find it. We have his games. And then on one of them is a Saturday night. Here we go. Union Station Grand Hall in the Ennies, because he's hosting it, and then the cocktail hour, and then the Ennies themselves. And then after the Ennies, Luke Stratton's birthday party at the Marriott.
Don't say where it is. People are going to crash it.
There's 10 Marriotts. Dude, you have it in the freaking hall. You have it in the lobby. Everyone knows where it is.
No, then I would say the general public, now they know where it is.
Well, whatever. You know how many things are going on okay, fine. That's on Saturday. Saturday night is the party. That's what it is.
Dude, I've talked about it enough, but I definitely want to say I am slightly disappointed that we didn't get any noms, because I was so hoping that my first Ennie would be handed to me by a Professor Dungeon Master. That would just mean
we didn't get any because I didn't submit, because I'm really
even though
I'm so bad.
I put a note to tell you to submit that you told me to do it last year right after you didn't submit. I then told you to submit, and you said I might not remember, so tell me again to submit. I told you again. And you still didn't submit.
I don't know.
I don't know if it would matter for you guys, but there are too many OSR bigwigs that I would have lost anyway. I mean, first off, you got Daggerheart's up for a bunch. Dolman is up for a bunch. My buddy Justin, we were just talking about, is up for 3 awards for Sickest Witch.
Yeah, I know Justin well. He's a big baseball fan. He and I talk a lot.
Oh, nice. Yeah, there's
I got that right here.
There's a lot of good stuff up. Berserk is up. Another Viking Mörk Borg hack.
Yeah, I know that one. Well, next year's the year, because next year I will be able to submit all my Shadowdark books, which will probably do very well, and then
they'll do well if they get nominated. That's the thing.
Yeah, if we get nominated, that's right. On the judges.
You're 100% right. But once it gets to the popularity contest part, that. We're pretty good at that. I'm pretty good at.
Yeah.
I'm very good at mustering.
I don't know if I'm good at it because I've never gotten a nomination.
So I'm good at mustering the troops. Hey, we got Ian World's most anticipated
for Deathbringer.
By
Shadowdark community has won consistently in Ennies whenever it gets nominated. So.
Right. Well, it's because it's a popularity contest, and she's got a great audience. Yeah.
Right. Well, I'm good at
popularity contest. You say that, but will you beat Daggerheart? Can Shadowdark community outtake the Critical Role community?
When it comes to, definitely. When it comes to,
I don't know about that.
I'm not
definitely, but
we know that they were able to outvote the Pathfinder community. Because they did go head to head at that.
But the Pathfinder community is.
But the Critical Role community is pretty vociferous. But not all of them are all in on Daggerheart.
I am willing to bet money on it. That's how much, because I have numbers on that, and I won't share it publicly. But I'm not as impressed as you are. I'll leave it at that.
Numbers on what?
On who would vote on online
Critical
popularity
Role.
contest?
I have numbers on things like that. So
okay,
I'm just saying I don't want to be up against Daggerheart. You're right. Maybe they're divided about whether
I don't want to up against. I'd rather not be up against Daggerheart. Actually, this is the funny thing. You're saying, "Oh, I don't want to go up against Critical Role." No, it's not Critical Role I'd be worried about. It's actually the Daggerheart community I'd be more worried about. I think more people in the Daggerheart community that would vote.
Well, I mean, the Venn diagram there is pretty big, though. I mean, come on.
Right. But
you'd be hard pressed to find a hardcore Daggerheart player that didn't at least somewhat like Critical Role.
Look at Derek. Derek hates Critical Role and he loves Daggerheart.
Derek who?
Derek
Melinda from Knights of Last Call.
Knights of Last Call. He was like
okay.
Mr. Daggerheart for a long time. He did
actually
more coverage
did
than
so
anyone
many
else.
videos on Daggerheart that like the designers were watching his videos at some point.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, well, not at some point. That's how we get invited to everything because they know us.
They all know him from that.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, nice. That's cool.
Yeah, because he did nothing but cover. He has something like 300 hours of Shadowdark.
Daggerheart.
I mean, Daggerheart. Shadowdark, Daggerdark. They're all freaking the same. Shadowheart, Deathheart, Bringer, Death, Borg, Pirate.
Dr. Waite's proven me wrong. So I guess maybe there are a lot of Daggerheart players that don't like Critical Role, but I don't know what it's two communities. They're both going to vote for it. It's still bad for me. Either way.
But you're not in there, so you already lost.
Yeah, I'm saying if I had made it through, it still would have lost. So
okay. See, I didn't even submit because I keep forgetting. So one year I'll remember.
Submit every year.
One year I know, but it's okay. You know what happened? I actually remember. Every time I tried to submit, the form wasn't working.
Oh, that's why.
Interesting.
It kept breaking, and I was like, "Come on, man!" And it was going on. This was back like in December, and then by the time I remembered, I was really busy because I was building up the Eldamon campaign, and then it slipped by me, and I was like, "Crap!" And I missed, and I was like, "Ugh." No, it was broken. I was sitting there. I got everything submitted. I got ready. I was submitting, and then it just broke. And it would say like error. I was like, "Oh man, come on." So, it's all right. It's all right.
It happens.
What's an any? I have friends of mine who have Ennies, and they're just hanging in their rooms, and I don't even know what they're Ennies for.
I mean, like, it doesn't matter. Like the fact that it's a popularity vote after the noms is like it devalues the award, in my opinion. But all
it just
my
means
favorite
a different
games,
thing. Diana Jones awards don't do that.
Yeah,
so.
but Shadowdark swept. Mörk Borg won like 6, so it's hard to not be like, well, I would like to get,
Yeah, I would like to win one.
I mean, I don't know. I shouldn't even be talking about this. I don't know why. It just, I was, if I'm being totally honest, I was pretty disappointed that we didn't get any noms. I was hoping we would get one, so I'm still mentally recovering from it.
Did you physically send the books, or do you just?
Oh yeah, we sent in 5 copies of basically everything we made in the last Kickstarter.
Oh, that's a pain.
GM screen, the coins, the adventure book.
Well, you know what that means? That means
sets.
I can't wait because then at the GM, at the Any Awards, I can now buy them for like $5 each because that's what they do with them.
Oh, they sell them?
Yeah,
they usually give them at like some kind of
sell
or auction or something for to raise funds to
give them back, man.
To do things.
No.
So let me pick them up. They should like,
what they do is you can buy them again, and then they're just heavily discounted.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I shouldn't be salty about it. I shouldn't be talking about it. But you know what? I'm only human. Sorry.
Yeah, you can be salty. I was angry the first time I submitted because that's also I had to submit 6, and one of them was to Canada, and it was very expensive. And I was like, oh, what a pain! I got to submit all these books.
Here's what I will say though. My final piece on it is,
and then I didn't get
I did the best I could have with both Down Among the Dead and the starter set. I put my entire energy into those books for over a year. I couldn't have made them any better and stayed sane. So if I don't deserve a reward for that, then that's okay. I don't think that doesn't do me any discredit.
The reward that you got was an amazing Kickstarter and a great community that is supporting you with a bunch of money.
Yeah, that's really all. I think I have an ego. People have egos. It's hard to not, judge yourself. And like, when you see your peers winning awards, you're kind of like, oh, what am I doing wrong? But I digress. I need to say no more about it.
Well, see, I have Dan presenting, so I'm kind of like a winner.
Yeah, yeah.
We have him, so it's the next best thing.
Yeah, he's
well. I'm a little salty because they asked me if I wanted to present, and then they gave it to Dan. So how about that? I'm salty about that.
I mean, he's got more subscribers than
he does. He does.
You were on the short list, Steven. You should just be happy to be nominated. Luke didn't even get nominated.
I should be happy just to be nominated. Yeah, but I'm very good at those award shows on the fly. Like I love public presentations, so I have nothing like that. Draw Steel did not submit for the Ennies.
Yeah, I bet you Cosmere didn't submit either.
You probably didn't either.
I mean, like I know, like the intent of the award is to you know, I mean, I know that Critical Role quit submitting. So like while Daggerheart has been submitted, Critical Role quit submitting their books, and WotC doesn't submit. Like it's on purpose. Like they want those awards to be for more up and coming.
They used to, except for I'll tell you who does submit is Paizo, because they still want to sweep everything. And it was pretty bad for a while.
Chaosium, there are many years where Chaosium wins a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, Paizo won a whole bunch earlier on when they were the small company that was just scrappily doing things.
Small.
Yeah, I mean,
there was a time where there's some controversies, and Paizo didn't submit for a while, but Ennies I think got their stuff in order since then, and a lot of people are back to submitting.
Trying to see what someone was saying. Oh, I want to see if what's the Cosmere? Is it just called
Cosmere?
Cosmere RPG.
What's the Cosmere RPG called? The Cosmere RPG is called the Cosmere RPG.
They did submit the Stormlight Handbook.
Oh,
it did not get nominated.
Well, there you go.
But I also don't I don't have that book. I know. Oh no, they submitted their whole line. I'm looking. Yeah. Look for otherwise,
and they didn't get any nominations either. So that was an enormous Kickstarter.
They already
great
won.
Project too, like yours.
You already won. You got 15 million. You don't need to win anymore.
Yeah,
or whatever they got.
So given that didn't get even any nominations, Luke, does that make you feel a little better?
Well, here, look, I was going to say that, but I'm not the kind of person that gathers joy from other people's downfall.
No, I don't think that you are, but you seem to be the kind of person who got a little salty from other people's successes. So seeing that there was such a big, successful, and well-made project that also, like your big, successful, and well-made project, didn't get any nominations, it at least shows you that you're in good company.
Yeah.
You know what? I was thinking of starting the Roll for Combat Awards, so I will bring you.
Well, there were already the Knights of Last Call.
The last
awards,
thing I want, guys, is a pity award.
We're going to give you.
Do not give me a pity award.
If Steven actually makes his own award, it will not be a pity award. He will take it super seriously and put a whole bunch of criteria in there and get a bunch of judges.
Look at this.
And you might not win. That would be funny. After all he said that, it's like, and we didn't nominate Pirate Borg to the Roll for Combat Award either.
Cover. And let me tell you, I will give you this award. The award is the best paper in role-playing game awards goes to Pirate Borg.
Thank you.
No one's paper is better than the Pirate Borg paper.
I like to accept this award on behalf of me and my team. We shamelessly ripped that paper stock out of the One Ring. That's why I picked that printer. So if you have the One Ring, it's the same paper.
Although, because of the smaller cut size and because of the heavy inking, it has a better, thicker feel.
I'm with you. Munkin 115 gram. Munkin Cream 115 gram.
The best paper.
This is look. So to go further on this stupid topic, like Down Among the Dead, which you don't have, Steven. It's our expansion book. It's 5 Pantone colors on the cover, like a concert poster, embossing, spot gloss, and glow in the dark gloss, 2 bookmark ribbons. Like the production quality is super high. You know,
I have. They ran out of rolls on the printer when I made this, because it's only 4 color, but it has the gold with the emboss. Sorry, with the UV on top of it. So.
Yeah. we don't have to keep talking about this. I just sound like a sore loser. I really don't want to come off that way. That's
actually not even my best one. That's the first one. Here's the good one. Oh, look at that one. Yeah.
Nice.
Look at a smoking dragon.
Love it.
I know. No, people like it. That one came out really well. And then, and now the new ones I do, because it was getting scratched, so we have it go through again, and they coat it to make it scratch resistant.
Prevent the scratching.
Mm-hmm.
Steven, have you done a slipcase?
We're doing no, but I'm starting to do a slip. I'm doing a slipcase for Shadowdark.
Have you done a box before?
No, but
like
I know how.
Box?
No, we're doing this box for Deathbringer and for Eldamon.
So I was talking to my fulfillment company about, like, they say that the slipcases, especially like 8.5 by 11 slipcase, that they get a lot of damages on them. So we're thinking about talking to the factory of like adding cardboard corners underneath the shrink wrap or putting them in their own box. I don't want this map box to get damaged in shipping, you know. There's nothing worse than getting your Kickstarter and having the box be smushed in on a corner.
I'll tell you who's doing the craziest one, and I know their printer, because I use that print. That's my printer. Nimble is doing a wooden slipcase.
Oh wow!
wooden
The whole
slip.
case is wooden.
Yes, and
Nice.
he did it as a stretch goal. I'm like, A, you're insane. B, you're insane. And C,
Yeah.
you're insane. You're
He's-
making that of wood. I was like, do you know how heavy that is? Do you know how
Definitely
hard that is
heavy.
going to be to ship?
That's cool though.
Look, Evan is hardcore, Steven. He's gonna do it. He's gonna make it work.
Cool. I'm all about the cool stuff.
That's very cool, but man, well, that is nuts. I think it's nutsoid.
It's definitely a little.
All right,
little...
I actually have to go. So speaking of pipes, I've been to every steakhouse in Manhattan except for one. And there's one, it's called Keen's. Does anyone know what Keen's is? If you look up Keen's is a steakhouse from like 1883 or something. And it's famous for its pipes. There's over 50,000 pipes, these long clay pipes. And people would go and like every famous, like all the presidents and all these famous authors, like everyone in the world. And they would go, and because the pipes are so delicate, they would store their pipes there, and then they would come back and get the pipes and smoke them at Keen's. And it has the largest collection of clay pipes in the world.
Oh, wow.
And you can see, and like the whole ceiling is filled with pipes. And the second floor has the largest private collection of Lincoln Memorial stuff ever. It has supposedly the playbill that he was holding when he got shot is at Keen's.
So why is this the only steakhouse you haven't been to? Is it because it's your least favorite, or it's too hard to get in and even you couldn't get in?
Because there's a lot of steakhouses, and I often go to the same one because I like it so much. And I don't go to steakhouses that frequently. So for Father's Day, they got me a reservation for Keen's. So I'm finally getting to go.
Okay, I have some questions.
Yes.
First off, how far from Manhattan do you live?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, like 20, 30 minutes.
Okay, cool. And what's your go-to? Like if you were like coaching me on what I should be getting at a steakhouse.
Oh my God. Oh, I don't even know where to start. Heavens forbid. This is like my area of expertise.
Breathe,
all right. So
Steven, breathe deep. It's going to be okay.
Okay. Okay.
Remember your pills.
It depends what type of steakhouse. Now, if you go to a traditional steakhouse, like at Peter Luger's, which literally only has like 10 things on the menu, you normally can get, you can get everything on the menu basically. But traditionally what I like to get is you get the thick cut bacon, and the bacon is like it's like the thickness of your arm. It's delicious. Okay. You get the thick cut bacon. That's at steakhouses. Keen has that too. If you like salads, the wedge salads are usually really good. If you like, the shrimp there are usually good. The shrimp are like the size of your fist, like you can get a shrimp cocktail. Usually what we will get is, because you don't want to fill up too much, we will just get the bacon, one strip per person. And then when we get the actual steak, we get the porterhouse. So you always get the porterhouse for 2, 3, or 4. You can get filet mignon. You can get the other stuff. Just get porterhouse. That's what all these steakhouses are known for. You get it for 2, you get it for 3, or you get it for 4. Personally, we like to get 2 2s and then because I like mine medium rare and my wife likes it well done. So my daughter and my wife get theirs well done, and my son and I get ours medium rare. And then also, I find the bigger cuts don't taste as good, but if you can get a bigger cut, you can get a cut for 3 or 4. And then the sides, you usually get like the cream spinach is very popular. If you're going to get potatoes, I mean, like at like Peter Luger's, like even there's just their quote standard French fries are really good, even though they're not really French fries. They're like pommes frites type fries, which are really good. You could also get, what am I getting at Keen's? At Keen's is interesting. So Keen's is known for a mutton chop. And I've never had mutton chop before, but that's what they're famous for. So they have mutton chops. So we're going to get a mutton chop. Or they have what's called a taste of mutton. So because the mutton chop is 2 pounds, and that's a lot of meat. So you can get taste of mutton, and taste of mutton is much smaller. And it's like designed as a portion for an appetizer. Because I've never tried mutton. So, but tonight I'm going to get the bacon. They have a seafood platter. Not most of these places don't do that, but they do have oysters, which I like. So they have like a seafood platter, is a little bit of everything. So we'll get the seafood platter so we could try it all. And then I'm going to get the porterhouse. But they have things like lobster. They have things like chicken. I mean, like you can't go wrong. Like if you get the chicken or lobster, any of that stuff, it'll be like, quote, one of the best you've ever had. And if you go to Peter Luger's at lunch they have the hamburger, and the hamburger is absolutely fantastic because they take the trimmings from their steaks and grind it into the hamburger.
Wow.
And the steaks at these steakhouses, I won't get into it. So my friend Chris Beamer is like one of my best friends on my show. He sells food for a living, and the steak at steakhouses, you know how there's different tiers. The tier they get, you can't get. Like, it's not available to the public. It's the highest tier, and it only represents like 1% of all beef in America, and that's not available. It's only available to private steakhouses. So you can't go to your supermarket and get it. You can't even order it if you want it. There's no way to get it. So that's why their steaks are, quote, so much better, is because they literally get a tier that's so high that no one else can get them. So that's why, like, why does the hamburger taste so much better than everyone else? Is because it's literally made from meat you can't get anywhere else. It literally can't be found at even like the fanciest places. So places like that, like Keen's or Peter Luger's or Smith & Wollensky, like they have private stocks of beef, and they actually have the beef in their stores being aged so you can see it. So,
cool.
Well, if you go with me, I can show you all this stuff. I'm like a hardcore foodie. Everyone knows that.
We did have dinner last year at Gen Con, but you were at the other end of the table.
Oh, but that was at the Kelsey party, right?
Kelsey was there. Yeah.
There were multiple tables at that one.
That was Kelsey's birthday party.
Not the Buca de Beppo one.
The Buca de Beppo? Which one?
Weren't you at the other one with like Baron and Ben and all those guys?
Yeah, I mean, I go to all
steakhouse. The steakhouse that has the big shrimp.
Oh yeah. I'm the one. Yeah, I paid for that one, and Mark was there and got cut. Yeah, I was there. Yeah, I was at St. Elmo's.
St. Elmo's. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
St. Elmo's. They're pretty good. Their steak is okay. Their shrimp is really good. Like, actually, I think the seafood is really good at St. Elmo's. I think their steak is fine. Actually.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't think it's like that great. I'll put it this way: comparatively to these places, which are world renowned, I still like Peter Luger. That's my favorite. I know people don't like it as much, and they think it's overpriced or too much, but I still love it. Like,
I have to be honest, this is a much deeper dive than I was expecting. I know so much more about steakhouses now.
Well, I told you, I go.
You asked.
You asked. You literally just said, I've been to every steakhouse in Manhattan except for this one. I can go through all of them if you have time.
Yeah.
I'm like, we won't. I'm an expert in steakhouses. And it's my parents, when I was growing up, I don't know, my dad really liked them, so we went a lot to these steakhouses. So I grew up with it. And also my brother, strangely, is a vegetarian, except for fish. He will eat fish. So we can go to a steakhouse and he would get lobster or shrimp. And so he would have something to eat. And then me and my parents or whatever, we could have steak. So there was something for everyone. So kind of a weird mix, but anyhow. Yeah, cool. We'll have some steak when we go to, I have a reservation on Wednesday night.
Nice. So we have plans on Wednesday, but there's a tiki bar that I'm taking my team to. So
well,
my Pirate
team.
Borg.
Okay, well, my team is going to St. Elmo's, so that's what we like.
I mean, I would go. I just saying Wednesday. Dude, people don't care about this. We're talking about dinner plans. People are like, what are you guys talking about?
People care. But care.
68 people want to know your dinner plans.
Sweet. Well, thanks for having me, guys.
All right. Take care. Great. And everyone who's still here, until next time, if you want to know Stephen and Luke's dinner plan so that you can sneak up on them at just the right place at just the right time, you have to roll for combat. Take care, everyone.
Yeah.
It's time for Roll for Combat.